Hey guys, welcome to the show. Let's see, we got 5 people waiting. That's pretty awesome, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. We got Walkabout Games. How's it going, Chris? Charles, as always, love to see you here, man. And Vigilant. I know other side of the world, but thank you for showing up. So tonight, myself and Eric and Chris may hop on in a little bit. We are going to play, and I've got it all zoomed up because we were kind of going over some stuff. We're going to be playing my World War I air combat game. That's my submission, one of my submissions into the uh, July game jam, the card jam. Myself and Eric. So, Eric, you're going to pick a side?
Hey guys, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever
Say
you
hi.
don't want, whatever you don't want, I'll take.
Oh, I don't care. You can be Richthofen.
All right.
I'll rotate down. So why don't we start with a quick overview? So this game, well, you know what I wanted to do is, um, Eric, is if you said you've read the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So in a playtest mindset, why
Mm-hmm.
don't you do your best based on your understanding of the game to teach me how to play?
All right. I can
This is
try.
one of my playtesting tricks, as I tell my playtesters, teach me how to play my game.
Yep. Actually, let me see. Where is my deck? Where did it go? Yeah, I'm missing my deck here, Mike.
Um, I see.
Oh, is it under here? I think it's under here.
Oh, just flip that. Yeah,
Yeah, it might be here.
yeah. That's the maneuver deck. I just have just hit the F key, and you can shuffle it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not a great operator yet
That's
of
okay.
this TTS.
Hey, the more we do this, the better we're going to get at it.
Yeah, for sure. Let me do that. Okay, sorry guys. Almost there. All right. So, all right, let me zoom in a little. All right. So for the setup, the way I see it, um, we have three decks, right? We
Mm-hmm.
have aircraft deck,
Yeah.
pilots, and maneuver. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And for the setup, what we do is we either pick out a pilot or an aircraft um, by chance, or you just choose one that you want. Um, I'm
Yeah.
just
How
gonna
would you like to do it?
I'm just gonna go at random. Let's see.
Okay. So I'll pick a pilot,
Yeah,
an aircraft, and I will flip those.
and
Who
then
am I?
we'll flip them.
Oh, I have a wingman, so that's not going to
So
work.
let me see what I got. I have an ace. Look at that. Beginner's luck, huh?
Oh, I got another airman. Okay.
All right.
I keep getting wingman. I did shuffle. There we go. I got a pilot. Okay. I mean, I got a veteran. So it's an unnamed pilot. So the named pilots in this game are all aces or legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a veteran, and then there's I think, a recruit.
Nice.
And what am I flying? A Newport 11. Okay, so at least I got a decent aircraft.
Pretty cool.
I'll just set
Actually, what
these
do I
aside.
have here? So I have Falls D, Mike. Is that my aircraft?
So hold on.
I
I'm still learning how to do
apologize
this. Okay.
for my German
Let's see
here.
what you have. Yep.
All right,
There you
cool.
go. Oh,
And
that's a
I
good
have
aircraft too.
Oswald Boak. Boak.
Balky. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get his
apologize. I'm
name wrong. He
so
was he was
sorry.
pretty famous.
Whoever speaks
Good.
German here, I really apologize. All
I'll
right.
move that
So
mission
then
card.
after that, I believe we look at our aircraft frame here. So we have aircraft frame on the pilot AF, and we have
Yep.
aircraft frame on the aircraft itself. Okay, so you're gonna
Yep.
total those numbers, and that's basically your life points.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly what would you call it on this one.
Yeah.
Uh,
So airframe is your hit points that the aircraft has.
yep.
And so what I've done, I'll give you kind of designer notes.
Mm-hmm.
Each aircraft has some airframe to it. In this case, my Newport 11 has five. The earlier aircraft have a lower number. And then depending on the quality of the pilot,
Mm-hmm.
they have a variable number. And what that kind of represents is that's pilot's ability to mitigate damage. And so the better you can mitigate the damage, the more damage that aircraft has.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that just represents that you can take more damage because you can mitigate it. And that's the abstraction. So in my case, I have a veteran. He has a four airframe, and the aircraft itself has five. So I have nine airframe total. And if I lose that, I get shot down. Now I asked you to teach me the rules, and I'm doing it. So there you go.
That's all right. We'll share it. There you go.
Okay.
All right. And then on the pilot card here, we have HS here,
Yep.
which means hand size, right?
Correct.
So on my pilot here, right there, on my pilot here, I have a four and a special character
Star.
asterisk here.
Yep.
So that means that I get to draw five cards. So the special character adds one card, right? So
You
four
draw
plus
five, but
one,
you keep four.
but you keep four. I was getting
Mhm.
there, Mike. You cut me off.
Sorry, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. No,
That's
no, good,
okay.
good.
That's
No, no,
okay.
no. I got to get back into the playtest mode. Thank
All
you.
righty.
Take that ruler
And
and smack my hands.
that's okay. So let me cheat here. Let me look.
Now, let me point out the VP stands for victory points. When it's a
Yep.
1v1 game, that's not all that important unless you
Mm-hmm.
want to, you're playing for cash or something,
Mm-hmm. Playing for
which we
cash.
could do.
Nice. I like it.
And then the text on here is for when you're playing solo, and
Mm-hmm.
that's for the bot. So I won't get into what it does, but this says draws up to two cards for defensive maneuver, stops at first advance, draws two cards for damage mitigation. That's instructions for the bot, not
Mm-hmm.
for the player. That's not covered in the rules, so that's why I brought that up.
Yep. All right. So now that we've picked out our pilot, our aircraft, Mike, can you do me a favor? I don't know. I'm not able to add objects to the game.
Uh huh.
What I like to do is to add dice right here, so we can keep track of our life points.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. So what I've done is I've put dice right on top of the
Okay, so let
aircraft
me go to
card.
object.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find how to help games. No, 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 no. I have not added dice before, so this is new for me. So
Oh, okay.
give me a second.
Yep. Take your time.
We'll go
Mhm.
metal.
Here we go.
Let's go with the D20s.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay.
Yep. And then one more component.
Yeah.
So if you go on objects again,
Yeah.
components. Yep. And if you can take a player pawn right there, just one, so that we down on the third row. Yep. Any color you like. So we'll keep that for advantage. Whoever has the advantage keeps that pawn.
Okay.
Okay. Just so
Not
we can
sure
keep
that's
track.
needed, but okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, might not be. It's
We'll
just
see. We'll see.
yep. I'm very visual. That's why.
No, no, no. Hey, no, this is good for me. Now, what I want to do is how do I set the side of a
Hmm.
dice? Rotation value. There we
So
go. 9.
yep, exactly. So in my case, so I'll explain. There you go. All
What are
right.
you, 10?
Yep, I'm 10.
Okay.
All right. So as we've denoted, For the airframe, for our total life point here, we add both airframes for the pilot and for the aircraft. So in my case, I have 10. How many do you have, Mike?
I have 9.
And Mike has 9. There you go. And now we look at our hand size, right? HS on the pilot card there. On my case, I get to draw 5, and Mike can draw his.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to just respond to chat before we get going. We've
Yep.
got Meandering Mike says, greetings, everyone.
Hello,
Nagawa
Mike.
is in the crowd. And New York Raider fan says, solo. Yes, I'm working on a solo bot. It's in the game. You may see it tonight. And he says, now you've piqued my interest. Awesome.
Here we go.
And there we go with Chris, and he's in the house. How's it going, boss? Oh, I didn't add him to stream.
You did add me to stream, and then you unadded me.
Hey, Chris.
So
That was a mistake, my
you're
friend.
killing me. You're killing me.
Hey,
Killing
I'm not.
Miss Malls.
You're the pro. I'm not the pro.
I'm aware of this. That's okay.
Awesome. Well, before we get going, did you want to take my hand and play?
Let me. Do I need to have it downloaded, or do I just jump in and join?
You can just jump in.
Okay.
You should be able to see the room and play the game. I don't think you need to download it.
Okay.
It's $35 if you needed to download it.
your playtest version is.
Oh yeah, because the full version is like 75.
Oh, okay. Okay, EA. Let me. Knowing that I'm gonna know absolutely nothing about this whatsoever.
Oh, we're all learning together. No worries.
There it is. Tabletop.
Trust me, in 10 minutes you're going to be shooting this guy down and
Always.
hooting and hollering.
Daka. What am I doing here? What? Why?
You got the password? It's just all lowercase hissy.
Yeah,
I
I
think
got
we-
that part.
Okay.
I think we should get a tutorial class from Richard at some point. All of us
Join.
Right.
There it is.
on TTS expertise.
Connect.
I'm glad I've dived into TTS, man. This has expanded my brain.
I know,
and
me
I'm
too.
I'm going to spend some time just fiddling with it so I can learn how to really prototype a lot of stuff inside this.
Yeah, for sure. It's very useful. I'm fairly new to it, but I can see how I might love this.
Oh, totally.
All right.
Okay, so we're the allies, or you're the allies now?
Hey,
Yeah.
Vigil.
Okay. So with the green background, right?
Yeah, it's blue, but whatever.
Looks to me it looks green, but okay.
Fair enough.
Um,
So what you got
Okay.
there is a pilot's already been selected. You have a hand size of 4, which is what HS stands for.
Mhm.
Okay. Do I need to give that up to you? Can you control those cards? Oh, yeah, you're good. And your airframe is a combination of what's on your aircraft, which is 5, and your pilot has an airframe of 4. And that represents your pilot's ability to mitigate damage inside that aircraft. So your total airframe, which is represented on that 20-sided dice, is 9. If you lose all of your airframe, you're shot down.
okay.
Mhm.
Pretty simple stuff.
Okay, so I've got my pilot here,
Yep.
my airplane here.
Yep.
What is this noise over here?
Um,
Wingman. And
oh, that
wingman.
was cards I had drawn pulling my pilot, and I didn't need them.
Oh, okay.
Those are discards for now.
And
You can put them back in the
then-
pilot deck and shuffle them if you want.
Oh, so go here. And how do you shuffle?
Right mouse click, and it's one of the options.
Shuffle. I suppose I should turn them over, huh?
It doesn't matter because you already have a pilot. So when you play the game, there's a couple of ways you can do it. It's really between you and your opponent. You can randomly choose a pilot and an aircraft, which is what I did. Or you can pick a pilot and an aircraft if you wanted to do a historic battle or a make believe or whatever the case may be. Now, when you're playing the game yourself, there'll be a card for the player.
Uh-huh.
And you'll start as a recruit. You'll gain experience to go to a veteran, to an ace, and maybe even a legendary if you survive. But I will tell you, this game is deadly. And I'm unapologetic about it.
I'm just moving stuff over so it's centered on my screen.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I've got a veteran pilot. He's with the Royal Flying Corps. I draw
That
one
text-
card for defensive
Wait,
maneuver.
hold- that text, ignore because that's for the solo
This
bot.
one here? Okay.
Yep.
Will attempt to disengage when they have one
Solo
AF
bot.
left. Also bot. Okay.
Yeah. All you're concerned about in the 1v1 is your airframe and your hand size.
Okay. So my airframe 4 with airframe 5 makes airframe 9, which is this right here.
Correct?
And then I've got a hand size of 4. And if I get shot down, Eric gets 3 victory points. 6 victory
9.
points.
6. Yeah, sorry, 6. He would. It's not going to matter in a 1v1 because, he shot you down, so he gets to brag. Unless you were playing for money, I said earlier. Stupid joke.
Right. No, I get that. No, I get it.
We don't play
Right.
for money here. It's a family channel.
We will at some point.
Yeah, you got to pay the bills. All right. So how
So we haven't started yet. So basically at this point, this is the setup, and you've got your maneuver deck. Okay.
right here?
So why don't you right mouse click and shuffle that? Make sure, and you should have like 40 cards in that deck.
Yeah, it's the move your hand.
Me?
Move your hand. Thank you. It was covering my right click menu.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
Shuffle.
Pedro's giving us tips. Nice. Hit D to draw.
Okay.
So what you're going to do, is do you want to tell us how it works, Eric, or do you want me to just pilot it at this point?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so we'll test the rules with other people then, which is fine. You guys can look through the rules and point out where I'm wrong. So at this point, you are both unengaged, right? You woke up, you had your coffee, you talked to your air crew, you jumped in your aircraft. It's a beautiful morning. Fire up the engines, and you're heading out, looking over all the little people shooting each other in the trenches. And the first thing that you're going to want to do, now this game is all based on whether you have advantage or disadvantage with your opponent. And the first thing we're going to do is we're each going to draw our hand size. So Chris, you're going to draw 4 cards. Eric is going to draw 5 and keep 4. So he's going to discard one.
I draw.
You can right mouse click, and a draw is an option.
Okay. I click draw.
Yep.
How many times?
4 times.
Okay, and where are...
They're at the edge of the table. You've got 2 there now. Go ahead and draw 2 more.
I did.
Okay, then go ahead and turn them over. If you hit the F, it will turn them over. We'll just play the cards face up for now.
Oh, okay. Wait, I need to. Yeah, I need to draw. Yeah.
Well, no, you probably separate your cards. So just drag one off to the side.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm good.
Okay, so go ahead and hit F and flip them over. Oh, you want to pull them out to the table because they're hidden when they're on the back side. So just move them out to the table out here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so you've got your 4 cards. Eric, do you have your 4? Eric? Did we lose Eric? His mic is off, so we'll wait a second for him to come back. So at this point, what you're going to do, this is your starting hand. So let me go over what you have. You have follow the leader. It has a dive for an attack move, and it has a bank left and dive for a defensive move. And this is a good one because it says play from hand matches both basic maneuvers. So if you have the advantage and he plays when he plays his maneuver, you can just play follow the leader and you automatically with one card match his maneuvers and then can do damage. It says play from hand matches both basic maneuvers. You have held together with baling wire. This is a damage mitigation card. If you take damage that reduces your airframe to 0 or below, you play this card. Instead of being shot down, you now have an airframe of 1.
All right.
Okay. Better lucky than good. Play from your hand after suffering 6 or less damage. Damage is reduced to 2. So you take 2 damage, and any other effects caused by that damage are canceled.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like if you're killed or you're caught on fire or
Right.
whatever, that's all.
But it has to be less than 6.
Less.
Now,
if you take 7, you can't play this card. That is correct.
Right. It's 6 or less. Okay.
Exactly.
So up to 6, and I can play the card, and instead of 6 and whatever effect happens, is I've dropped to 2, and the effect is canceled. All right.
Exactly. Hey, better lucky than good.
Yep.
And then unexpected ally. So you're the defender. You do a maneuver and it gets matched.
Uh-huh.
You can play this card at that point. It says play after your defensive maneuver has been matched by the attacker. An unexpected ally engages your opponent, allowing you to either disengage or gain the advantage. What that means is disengage allows you to end the combat. You disengage and you're no longer fighting. And now when you're playing solo and you're down to 1 health and you don't want to get shot down, you love to see this card. It lets you escape that combat. What we're doing today, you can just disengage and go, hey, I got home. You didn't shoot me down.
Okay. Now,
it also says if you do not have a wingman, you may attach a wingman card, an airman wingman card.
Okay. Now, along the bottom of these play cards, there is, like on follow leader, there's the 4 in the black box, solo 1, AA 1. What is that? So
the black box, which when I get to do graphics will be a little like explosion or bullet holes, that's called your burst value. That's when you flip a card over for its burst value. That's how much damage you do, or that's a number for random number generation. If it says flip over, your burst value is less than this, your guns don't jam, or you don't stall, or whatever the case may be, that's what that is for. What we're going to do to determine the initial advantage is you're going to play a card against Eric, and you're going to compare the burst value, and the one who has the highest burst value gains the initial advantage. Okay. The solo is when you're playing the solo bot, and that abstracts combinations that players have. So you could play your card that there are cards that add to your damage, and there are some where you could play 3 cards and literally shoot somebody down in the first time you shoot at them because you have all the right combo in your hand, and then you can trigger it. It's really fun when it happens. To abstract that in the solo bot, when you do damage, so if I would have flipped the follow the leader card over as the bot's damage, it would have done 4. Solo says 1, which means I get to flip 1 more damage card. I flip the next damage card. If it has a 1, I flip another card until it says 0. In the solo bot, when you're going against anti-aircraft, it's the same thing. If there's an opportunity for anti-aircraft and you flip over this card and it shows a 1, then you flip over another card for its damage. And you continue to do that until you get a 0 on your AA value. So that's the bot for anti-aircraft to use. So the solo bot uses the solo and the anti-aircraft to tell you how many cards to flip over to produce damage to your aircraft.
All right.
Did we lose Eric completely?
He's there.
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point in the game, we're all set up. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn over the top card of your maneuver deck in the center of the table that represents your value. So just move one card to the center of the table, Chris. So you're going to pick a card up, drop it, hit flip, the F, and go ahead and hit F on that card. You did 2 for your initiative. He did 6, and it says leading the target, which doesn't do any additional damage. And you have nothing that's going. So there are a couple of cards that say during the advantage phase, they do something like passing shot or midair collision or something like that. So in this case, there's your advantage. So whether it's you didn't see him coming out of the clouds or he snuck up from behind, whatever the case may be, Eric is now on your tail, Chris.
Okay.
So let's look at your hand. And the first thing you kind of want to look for is an advanced maneuver. Look in the black bar. There's no advanced maneuvers. Okay. Of your 4 cards in your hand.
Yep.
So what you're going to do is you're going to play one of these cards for its defensive maneuver, like bank left and dive, bank right and climb, bank right and dive, bank left and climb. So you have all 4 possibilities. Now, you don't know what he has in his hand.
Right.
So you're going to basically decide which card do I want to get rid of and which cards do I want to keep.
Okay.
Follow the leader is a card you want to keep.
Right.
Unexpected ally is probably one you want to keep right now.
Right.
Okay. That reduces damage. This reduces damage. So you got to figure which one of these 2 might you want to play. And there's no right answer here.
Right. I'm thinking the held together with baling wire is not as... I'm not in such a critical need that to just have 1 hit point left that I can go ahead and not have that one in my hand.
So what you do is you go ahead and just place it. Boom. You've now placed your defensive maneuver. You don't draw up yet, so you still just have the 3 cards in your hand. Okay.
Okay.
So he's got bank, right, and climb.
Yeah. So now what Eric has to do is he has to play 2 cards. If you notice, each card only has 1 attack maneuver.
Right. So he has to have an attack. He has to have 2 cards to play. One has to be climb. The other has to be bank right to continue to follow me.
Well, to shoot you.
Right.
He matches your maneuver and he shoots you. If he only matches 1, he still maintains the advantage. If he doesn't have either, you gain the advantage.
Okay. Which means I just flipped the script on, and now I have worked my way.
You're now the attacker.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go back into determining advantage. I used to, and I went, no, I'm going to make this game a little more cutthroat. So what did you play, boss?
So I played Richthofen for the bank right.
Okay, so you got a bank right.
Yep.
And he's got to climb. So
and I got to climb.
So now, see, you got him to play both 2 advanced maneuvers. So that was pretty costly for him. But at this point, he can now flip over a card from his maneuver deck to produce burst damage against you. Geez. Now, let me look at what he has in his hands. Can't shake me. Play from hand matches both. This would have been a better card to play, actually.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's all right. That's all right.
Okay.
Because I
So
was looking at the attacks. That's why.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So you're going to flip over the top card, and you have nothing to add damage. So go ahead and flip that card over. And you do 3 damage. Okay. So we look at Chris's hands and go, is there anything that can mitigate that?
There is. Now, is there any additional? Is there anything additional on his
Not yet.
on that? So
No,
there's
he
no
doesn't have
additional-
anything.
There's
but
no
if
additional effects.
So
right?
if he did, he would play it now. He doesn't, so he's done 3 damage to you
Right,
Yeah.
with no additional effects.
with no additional effects. So you can play better lucky than good and only take 2 damage
Right,
as opposed to 3. Now keep in mind, you only have 9.
right.
So this is non-trivial. Let me check chat real quick.
Sorry, I'm just organizing
yeah,
myself.
We'll
here.
go ahead and play that card.
Okay. So you only lost 2?
So yeah,
Is that what it is?
only have lost 2.
Okay.
Yep,
So I'm gonna go down to 7.
that is correct. Now he
And now we
maintains the
draw back
advantage.
to 4, right?
Yep, you draw back up to your hand size. So in your case, Eric, you're going to draw up to 5 and discard 1.
Okay.
Draw and draw.
I drew the whole deck. Get out of here.
And y'all aren't
Stay
seeing those, so I need to move them out here. Back off, Jack.
Sorry. There's your Immelman, by the way.
How do you? Okay, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can tilt the table. How do you move when I'm
Okay.
zoomed in? How do I move to
So
get?
one
to a
way is
different-
if you right mouse click, it can rotate. If you move the AW or the AWSD keys will move you around.
Ah, ha. That's what I'm. That's what I meant. Okay.
Nice.
I know. I'm still getting all that too. It's
Okay. So
And I'm
now
pouring some more
I
beer.
can see what the hell I'm looking at. Move your hand. Move your hand. Move your
Oh.
hand. Move your hand.
It doesn't appear the same to me on the screen as it appears to you. Sorry, boss.
Dude, your hand looks massive compared to mine.
Yes. So does yours compared to mine. I got a little one. Yours is about 5 times my size.
That's what she said.
Stop boasting, guys. You're boasting too much.
Okay, so the Immelman is advanced club climb maneuver, can be matched by any advanced climb maneuver, matches any basic climb maneuver. Flip over the top card of your deck if its burst value is 8. Okay, again, what's the burst value?
The little black square.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought, but I just wanted to.
Good question.
Your stalled aircraft and crash into the ground. Oh shit!
Now, there's only I don't even remember if I even have any 8s left in the game, so you may not even have to worry about that.
Okay, if not matched, you are now the attacker. Fire 1 burst.
So you
flip
do an
1
Immelman
card.
loop, and if he can't match it, you now gain the advantage. So this you play as a defensive maneuver.
Right.
And then you get to do a burst damage just as the defender. Even before you have to go in and match his maneuver, you're going to do an Immelman and do damage to him. And this is where you can do damage and multiply like with the lucky shot.
Right.
You can play from your hand to increase any damage by 2.
Okay. So if I played that card,
Yep.
I would then flip another maneuver card immediately to do the damage,
Yes.
and then play the lucky shot, which whatever that black box number is, let's say it's another follow the leader, that becomes a 4. That's a 4. I play lucky shot, that becomes a 6.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So at this point, Eric, you're going
Yes,
to
sir.
play a defensive maneuver.
Oh, Chris
And
has
you have two
advantage now.
advanced maneuvers, so you can play a defensive maneuver if you want.
Okay.
Now, what did you play here?
That was the card from before.
Okay, so
The
just put that into the deck. Or put it to the side as a discard.
Yeah, that's the discard pile right here.
Okay,
Okay,
wait,
that's
hold
your
on.
discard. Okay.
How? Okay, why do I have the advantage now?
Because, oh, no, you don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Stop
You
helping
don't.
your friend, Mike.
I'm cheating. We
You can
talked.
help Chris. It's fine.
I got carried
I-
away. Okay,
I,
Chris.
I kind of have a grasp of this at this
Oh,
point.
yeah, you know what you want to play.
Hmm.
You have to play a defensive maneuver or an advanced maneuver, Chris.
I do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are no longer in place, so can I just move them aside?
Yes, you can. They go into your discard, wherever you want to put that.
Okay, why is the whole stack not going? There we go. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and play that Emmelman.
There you go. Now, what does it say?
It can be matched by any advanced climb maneuver. Specifically, though, it's a bank left and a climb.
That doesn't play into this. At this point, you ignore the defensive maneuver because you did an advanced climb maneuver. Go ahead and flip over your card to see if you get an 8. You might crash and burn right here.
So, that's a hard one.
So I'm gonna draw here.
Yep, just one card. And what's the burst value?
Okay, hold on. It's a 4.
I have a gun.
Okay,
here.
go ahead and put that in discard. You did not crash and burn.
All right.
Now, do you have an advanced climb maneuver, Eric? If you do, you want to play it now?
I do not.
Okay. If you do not, you still have to play cards. So you have to play 2 cards to try to match, even though you can't. Or you can play one advanced maneuver, but you still have to play cards from your hand. So because your aircraft is moving, you just can't not do anything.
Okay. Well, I do have.
What does your can't shake me say?
Yeah, I was just gonna play that one because I can play this. So okay, can't shake me. Play from hand. Matches both basic maneuvers or any advanced maneuver. So I can use that against your.
So you drop that down, and now you've matched his Immelman loop.
Right.
Okay. So now you produce burst damage. Flip over your maneuver, a maneuver card for burst damage. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just because you matched me.
Oh, geez.
Hey, one at a time there, Slick.
I know.
I know. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, dude. Sorry. All right.
You did 2. Can you add to that damage? Do you have any cards in your hand that add to that 2 value?
Yep. I have 3 quick bursts here.
What does 3 quick bursts say?
So 3 quick bursts say play from hand to increase any damage by 4. May only play 3 quick bursts per damage resolution.
Yep.
Flip over the top card of your deck. If its burst value is 2, your guns jam and damage cannot be increased further.
Okay, so you're going to flip over a card.
Time out. I have a
Hold
question.
on, Chris. Let him go ahead and do this, and then I'll answer your question. Okay, so your guns did not jam. If they jammed, it just means you can't play any other cards to boost that damage.
Right.
So, Chris, what is your question?
Would should I have played Unexpected Ally before he pulled his damage card, his burst card?
What does it say?
play after your defensive maneuver has been matched by the attacker?
Yes, you could have. That's when you would have played it.
Okay.
Would you like to have done that?
Yes, but we won't worry about that right now.
Okay.
I'll take
You
the
can.
damage and we'll move on.
Okay.
It's my fault for not being aware of my cards.
So basically, he has a card that allows him to basically gain the advantage on you because an unexpected ally shows up and basically distracts you. You don't get to shoot because he gains the advantage on you, and he also gains a wingman. That's kind of a big deal.
Okay, so he did 2 points of damage to me.
He did 2, unless you have something to mitigate, which you do not.
No, I don't.
Now,
Okay, so
when we get to where you're drawing cards, you can discard your whole hand and draw a new hand size if you want. You don't have to keep these cards. Just FYI.
Mike.
Yes.
I did 2, but the quick burst add 4, don't they?
So you did a total of 6.
Right.
So that puts me down to 1.
1.
All right.
Okay. So now you can discard or draw into your hand, back up to your hand size. And everything else you can just move aside to your discard pile.
We're going to go ahead and discard this one. And we're going to draw and draw. And we're going to...
What up, D?
That's your brother,
here.
Yeah, look at him. He's good looking.
And there.
Oh, if that's what you define as good looking, okay. I mean, we all have standards. Mine are guess a little higher.
Everyone looks good on Friday night, you know.
There you go. I've had 2 beers, so everybody's looking sweet to me right now.
All right.
Especially not Jay.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so
see, passing shot is when you're playing your initiative. If that comes up, you basically get to do a burst damage.
Right.
You follow the leaders. When you gain the advantage, you can match his basic maneuvers.
Right.
Unexpected ally, which if I was paying attention also would have been what we would have done last turn. So you would not be at 1 hit point and you would be on his tail shooting him.
Right.
And then close range burst is play from hand. Now it says instead of firing a burst, basically you hold this card. If you match him a second time, you add 6 damage to that resolution of combat on top of whatever else you do. This is if you can match him twice. So here's what you got. You got follow the leader and you got burst. This is a good combo. So if he plays cards and you can match it and you have this in your hand, then more likely this is going to take effect.
Right.
Now, if you don't match, then you lose the opportunity because you tried to get closer to really put it on him and you failed.
Okay, so now I got to play a defensive maneuver.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead.
That's the correct play.
Okay.
Bank left and dive.
Did Chris draw his hand back up to his hand limit? I didn't.
Come on, Slick.
He's feeling pretty confident. He's got you down to 1 airframe, and he's thinking, "Oh, this is easy peasy." Trust me, this game can bite you in the butt. You could be dead in 2 turns.
All right. So hold on. Sorry.
Yeah. You have to
I'm slacking over here.
A bank left and a dive.
Yep. Will do. Bank left and a dive.
Oh, man. Oh, man. But Chris has got this covered, right, Chris?
Yep. Okay, are you done?
Yeah, I played steep dive. Can be matched.
So,
yep.
What does steep dive say?
So that single card will match mine, right?
No,
He
no,
doesn't
no,
have to
no.
have-
Okay, so here's the thing. Steep dive is just the dive. He did not play the advanced maneuver because you did not do an advanced maneuver.
Oh, okay.
It says can be matched by any advanced dive maneuver, matches any basic dive maneuver. So you've done the dive. You now have to do the bank
A
left.
bank left. Okay. He does still have to have that second bank left card.
Yeah.
So now he's matched you.
Yeah.
Tough nuggets. Okay. Unexpected ally. Suck it, bitch. Sorry.
Now, go through your pilot deck and find a airman wingman.
Okay. So how
Just
do
flip
I
it
do
over.
that?
Just hit F.
That's funny. I played the same card too
I know.
for the attack.
Right
There's
here.
an airman wingman. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this card, just the one, and now you've actually got 3 more airframe. So here's what you've got. Your pilot is flying that, and you've got now this wingman here. And it says the wingman absorbs burst damage before the pilot.
But he doesn't have his own aircraft. Right?
No.
Okay.
It's all abstracted into the one card.
That's fine.
Now,
That's fine.
Obviously, my
that's no
text
problem.
is falling off here. It says pilot can disengage or gain advantage as the defender, but the wingman takes 2 burst attacks from the attacker. So
2?
in your case, you're playing. This is a pretty powerful card, Unexpected Ally. An unexpected ally engages your opponent, allowing you to either disengage, so you can end the combat now, Chris, and go,
Yeah.
see you later, punk. You got me down to 1, but you didn't kill me.
No, I want to chase him.
You can't. You can disengage.
He ain't
Or
going nowhere.
he can gain the advantage and try to shoot you down now that he has a wingman, which gives him 3 more airframe,
Yep.
plus the 1 that he has.
I'm back up to 4.
Yeah. Now just keep in mind that it's 1 and 3. We probably should have a second dice. But so you have the option, Chris, to end this game by disengaging and going.
Yeah, but that gives him the win. Fuck that. No.
No. He doesn't. He doesn't get a win. You guys just mixed it up and you both went home alive and it was a draw.
Screw that.
Yeah, and I never shot. No, bullshit. No.
Chris is too much like me too. So
Let me swallow the beer. Jeez, I almost sprayed it.
That's what she said.
Oh, but so just so you understand the mechanics,
yeah.
that allows you, if you're playing the bot, you probably want to skedaddle home.
Right.
Right.
Because you want to live to fight another day. And this, yeah, let's go for it. I like that.
Yeah,
now you have the advantage.
I'm
Chris.
taking
Does it say
advantage.
you can do no. It doesn't say you can do any burst damage at this point.
No.
Okay.
But I do take advantage.
And you have a wingman,
Right.
which allows you defensively as a bonus too. So this is really good.
Yep. So
Okay.
he gets shot up first.
Yes.
He's my Hey Sarge card.
Yeah. So for example, if he was to take 7 damage, you take none of that. It all goes on him. It's just overkill.
Right.
So even though it's 3 plus whatever they do that turn. It does not go to you at all.
Right.
You have a shield.
Now, what if he only does 2 damage?
Then he's still flying and has 1.
Okay.
And can absorb whatever.
That's fine. I wanted to make sure that that's what I was hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now he needs to discard.
Now let me just, if your wingman is shot down, -3 victory points to you, and they gain 2, which is basically a swing of 5.
Right.
Just that's for the campaign game.
Right.
Okay.
So I scrape my cards.
Yep. Go ahead and clean what you have. Put all your discards down.
And then once
now
he will play a defensive card, or do we draw back up?
No. You have the advantage.
Right.
So what happens is now you draw back to your hand size.
Okay, draw and draw. And I've got another follow the leader.
Oh, dude.
And an overdrive.
That with this, if you can match him, oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay, so overdrive can only be matched by another overdrive, matches any basic dive maneuver. Flip over the top card of your deck. If its burst value is 4 or less, aircraft takes 1 damage. Your wingman is not affected.
Okay, so here's what happens. You have one airframe.
Right.
If he does an overdive and you match it, the odds are you're going to crash and burn.
Right.
So you have to make a decision. Do I want to try to match him and not take that 1 point of damage? And then you can do your damage. But you take one more, you crash and burn, and your wingman does not help you.
Right, because it's not being shot at.
Exactly. You're putting your aircraft, you are diving so steep that the airframe is stressed and may take some damage.
Right. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Now, he's drawn up. You've drawn up, right, Eric?
I have, yeah. I just gotta get rid of something.
So now you got to. It's your turn to.
Oh, I have to. Yeah.
You have to do a defensive maneuver.
Defensive. Yep.
Thank you, Diego. I'm just giving you crap, boss.
So, Mike, on my card here, it says draws up to 2 cards for defensive maneuver. Stops a first advanced maneuver. What does that mean?
Now, what card are you reading?
The Oswald book.
Okay, that is just for the bot. That doesn't come into play in
okay.
PvP.
All right.
So what do you got? You have an unexpected ally as well.
Don't give away my secrets, man. I'm playing overdrive here for the advanced maneuver.
For the overdive.
Can only be matched by another overdrive. Matches any basic dive maneuver.
So the main thing here is as a defensive. Now you have to flip over your top card. If it's a 4 or less, you take 1 airframe of damage. You do that right now. You take 1 airframe of damage.
All right.
Okay, so for me to match him, I have to play the overdrive card as well and flip over a card, right?
That's not a 4. That's about a 35% chance that you won't crash into the ground. Now, if you want to go ahead and lose this air fight and just basically tell him that you didn't shoot me down, I crashed, you can.
Okay, hold on. So he has to take. Did he take a damage?
He did. He went from 10 down to 9.
Yeah.
Right.
To 9.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to 60% chance or something along those lines that you will just plow into the ground.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I love it. Okay, let's not die.
Let's draw. Okay, epic. Do I just draw or do I flip?
You just draw 1, flip it. You can pull it to the side and then flip it.
Okay, flip. And
6. 5. You did not die.
Nice.
You matched him.
For now.
Okay.
Dude, this game, I think this game is rigged, man.
Awesome.
This game is rigged.
So now you can either do your damage or you can play close range bursts.
Okay, hold on. So
which means you have to match him again.
I will play this card now.
Yes.
With the idea that if I can match
him again,
then I will get additional
6.
Right.
He's at 9.
Right.
If he plays a card and you match it and you do at least 3 damage, you shoot him down.
Right. All right, Eric.
What's Chris doing now?
So he's doing a close range burst. So You went into a steep dive. He followed you. Your frame kind of cracked a little. His didn't. For whatever miraculous reason, he just knows how to baby that aircraft. Okay?
And I can play unexpected ally now.
What does that say?
Play after your defensive maneuver has been matched by the attacker.
So before he plays close range burst, you would have played that.
Before.
Oh yeah, he's got to play his defensive maneuver first.
Yes, and he would have. So you would not have got to play that. Oh, way to ruin the narrative, Eric.
Sorry. I'm not gonna make it easy.
No, don't. So you play unexpected ally.
Right.
But see, unexpected ally is okay. Hold on. Read it again.
Play after your defensive maneuver has been matched by the attacker.
Okay.
Now he would have played it whether you crashed or not, but you didn't crash. He played it.
Right.
Right. So
So
I
this is
don't.
before you play your close range burst.
Yeah. All right.
Do you still
So
have
he
that in your
takes,
hand?
he takes advantage. He takes advantage back.
Yes.
Boo! Boo, sir! Boo! Go ahead.
He ruined the narrative. Oh my God, we had a great story, and freaking Eric had to go blow it.
That's right. I interrupted your story.
That's fine.
Okay. So what this
I
says is now
apologize.
an unexpected ally. So go through your pilot deck, find a wingman, an airman wingman. I'm just throwing these aside.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should set these out. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you now, okay, all these are not that important, right? So you now have a wingman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you have the advantage.
All right. Where do I put the wingman? I just leave him here, or
I like to put them underneath my my pilot or next to my pilot so that I know.
okay.
Yeah. So I would just put him right there. Right there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you wouldn't have got to play any type of damage, Chris. So that basically ends the turn because he gained the advantage back.
And I gain 3 more life, right? Because of him.
Well, you have a wingman which absorbs 3 damage before you take it from first damage. But if you do something like that advanced dive or that steep dive, that goes directly on you, not the airman.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, yes, you've gained 3 more.
Yep.
Airframe.
You do what you don't.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. He's a buffer for me.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we draw back up.
Yes, sir.
And I have the advantage.
Now remember, you can discard if you want, but I kind of like what you have, Chris. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so do I.
But see, you've got Now, what's critical with your card? Enemy pilot is shot and killed. Just because you get shot down in this game doesn't mean your pilot dies.
Right.
Shot down in flames, and I've got AC/DC in my head. Shot down in flames. Okay, I'm not that good a singer. You've got a 6, you do a 2, and you drop that, you can kill his pilot.
Right.
You're not out of this, boss.
Well, I
Although
got
you have no advanced maneuvers, you're going to have to play one of these. I probably would have got rid of one of these.
Yeah.
So let's do that and draw another one. Sorry. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted.
Yep.
So you have to make decisions here. Do I get rid of cards that are helpful? Because you had a pretty good combo set up. You just weren't able to pull it off because he weaseled out of your trap.
Yep.
That is right, baby.
But you see how close you were to really riddling him. Okay, so now you have no advanced maneuvers. You need to pick something to play as your defensive maneuver.
Oh, I gotta go with this.
No. This is going to save your ass. I would get rid of that. I'd play that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm helping him.
That's all right. What do I got here? I got bank, right, and dive.
Yes, sir. Bank right and dive.
I play follow the leader.
There you go.
Play
Now
from
you-
hand matches both basic maneuvers. Ignore wingman abilities. This maneuver. This maneuver? Yeah.
What does it say? Wingman? Oh, ignore
wingman
abilities.
abilities.
Yeah. So if he has an ability with the wingman that allows him to disengage, this says no, I ignore that. So if he would have played unexpected allies, I have to look at how I word that. That might negate it.
So now I flip a burst card, yeah?
Yep. You're going to do how much damage? 3. Are you going to add to that at all? He only has 1 airframe.
Yeah.
No. It goes against my wingman.
Right. It goes against your wingman, which in this case will shoot your wingman down.
Yeah, I'm gonna add long burst.
Well, hold on, Eric.
Yep.
Let him make the mistake, but go ahead.
To be fair, you don't want to add anything.
I don't.
Because anything that you add is going into the wingman. Because all damage that you're doing right now goes into the wingman, even though he only has 3 airframe.
Exactly.
Well, the leftover doesn't go towards the pilot.
It all goes into the wingman.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah. So don't play that
then
card.
I wouldn't make that choice. Yeah. Gotcha.
See, Chris, you should have just let him overkill your wingman.
No, Mr. Designer, you should have told me that.
I did tell you. You didn't listen.
I am listening, dude. I'm listening.
We're here to learn.
Go back, watch the video, and you'll see that I clearly explained that.
That's the trainer in me. That's the convention game master in me.
Yes, that is true.
Some of my text, I got to clean up my. We'll get that. Okay, that's why it's playtest.
All right, so I lose my wingman.
Yep. So you take your wingman out, and then if you're keeping track, he's going to gain some experience points. You're going to lose some. That's fine. It doesn't matter in this particular
game.
This is
back down to 1.
And you have a limit, obviously, of 1 wingman per pilot, right? Is that
not
on the
necessarily?
rules?
No, not necessarily is correct. If you draw another unexpected ally, you could end up with 2.
Oh, okay.
Now, we'll see how it plays out. But the design will, because one of the questions that Eric asked me before we went online is, can this be multiplayer? And the schedule is, I'm going to make it work solo. I'm going to add solo events, which we have one here, and we can talk about that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got the solo and the experience and the campaign part of the game working, I'm going to add the rules to handle, and it's going to be very simple, I think, multiplayer. And at some point, I'd love to get 10 people, 5 aside, and really go at it with a huge dogfight, because I think the game will support it.
So now we draw up to our hand size, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So Chris has lost his wingman, but he could potentially draw another one. And he's down to 1 airframe.
All right.
And remember, you had a chance to skedaddle out of here and just give him the thumbs, thumb your nose at him.
I don't think so. I want to shoot him down.
No, he could have got away. Oh, shot through the heart.
You're too late.
Yeah, right?
Play from hand after you produce an 8 or more damage. Enemy pilot is shot and killed. Okay, so
An aircraft is shot down regardless of its airframe. Duh.
yeah.
Again,
All
this
right.
game is pretty deadly.
So again, I'm going to go ahead because I'm going to.
Do you have any advanced maneuvers?
No.
No. Yeah, shot through the hearts. The defensive thing, unless you know what he has in his hand, which you will not,
Bank.
it's kind of random. So he's banking left and climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Which he will be able to match me.
Maybe. There's a
Oh, he
bank
will.
left.
And there's his climb.
There's a climb. So here's what happens is because he's played 2 cards to match you, you should have 3 cards roughly in your hand, and he's going to have spent 2. So the game kind of gives the defender a slight advantage in most cases by having an additional card in your hand. That's not always true, but
He's been able to match every single one of my maneuvers.
Oh, it happens a lot. Not always. No, what did you play?
So
Okay.
that's the burst.
So before you play that,
Yep.
does he have a card like? No, you don't. So he has no damage mitigation or unexpected ally. So now you're going to play close range burst. Now let me explain something. That's a poor choice.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why. It says play from hand instead of firing a burst. You have to now match him again, and you're going to produce more damage. He only has 1 damage left.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you trying to do more than 1 damage? Had you played a card?
No, because it was the only bank left I have.
Oh, yeah, that was the matching card. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the matching card.
No, here's your bank left. Better lucky than good.
Yeah, and then the burst card was one of these here.
So no, you hadn't played a burst card. You played the close.
Yeah, whatever that was, I forget. Yeah.
Yeah. So now
So I have bank left.
Oh,
yeah,
so
and climb.
Okay,
So that was the
you
burst
matched.
card right here. Yeah.
The burst card was the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Where'd it go to?
I think you put it back on the deck.
Okay, just pull the top card off and let's.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so he did 3 damage to you, Chris.
Right.
Bingo.
That's fine.
So
I stay
basically,
at 1.
he stays at 1. Exactly. Okay, those cards are moved to the discard pile, and we go to the next round.
And we draw up again.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A nerd. This is a game I designed 20 years ago. I plan to pitch it to hopefully get it published because I think it's good enough.
Play from hand to increase.
It's not a new game,
more.
and it's not from GMT yet. Let's go with that, my friend.
Flip over the top card of your deck. If it burst value is 2, your gun's jam. Okay. Play from hand matches both basic maneuvers or advanced maneuvers. Okay.
Sorry for the jiggering of the screen, guys.
Okay. So he needs to scrape his cards.
So go ahead and clean up your move your card to discard or whatever you need to do there, boss.
Yeah.
And is your hand drawn back up, Eric?
All right. Get rid of my crap here.
He's hanging in there with that 1 airframe, man.
I know. I'm trying to shoot him down, dude.
I know. If I was him, I would have thumbed my nose at you and left. Because I know how deadly the game is.
All right, so I got to play a defensive card.
Yes, sir.
All right, well,
What did you
it's
play?
close
Okay.
range burst.
Yeah, I hate to give it up.
So what do I have?
But I've got a better one, so
Yeah, you have an immediate
I'm a
better.
bank. I got a bank left climb.
Mhm.
Basic maneuver.
All right.
He's going to be able to keep the advantage, but he won't be able to shoot at me.
Ah, exactly. You can bank left.
Bank left or climb.
That's the only card
That's
he
all I
has.
can do.
Well, you have
Hey.
now. You have to play a second card though, by
Yep.
rule. So you have to pick one of these. You're going to lose it.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Not the rules. The rules don't count.
Yeah, I'll throw the rule right there. Boom. Take it. Take it. Take the rules. All right.
Yeah, you don't need chicken. At this
All
point.
right. No.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's happened is he's banked right, but he hasn't been able to draw a bead on you, Chris, so he cannot shoot. So that ends this particular turn.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. So
He
if
doesn't
I'm
have
able
an
to
advantage
match
banking
just
maneuver.
one of the defenses,
Hold on, wait,
does
wait,
that
wait.
constitute a tie on the advantage?
Hold on.
Wait, one thing at a time.
Before you say anything, Eric,
Yep.
move the card, that top card. You've got an advanced banking maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
This can be matched by any advanced banking maneuver, matches any basic banking maneuver.
And he
Okay.
plays the bank left.
Right. So he would
that
still
could've
have
been-
to play a climb card.
He
Right.
still has to play a climb card, which he does not have.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he had an advanced climb card, he
Yep.
could play that to match your basic maneuver.
So, Mike, hold on one second.
Yeah.
So right now, as it is, right? Let's say I didn't play chicken. I played whatever, something
Yeah.
else. Let's say I play long burst here, right? Does this constitute a tie on the advantage right now?
You're keeping
What it
advantage.
basically, yeah, if you wanted to call it a tie. So
Yep.
when you match one of the two defensive maneuvers, you maintain the advantage. When you match both, you maintain the advantage and get to shoot. So
Okay.
you've maintained the advantage, but you didn't draw your guns on him to do burst damage.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So if I play, let's say this one, flying by the seat of your pants, it's just gone, right? Because I
Now,
have to
okay,
play
no.
two cards.
What does that say?
When played from hand or from the deck, draw two cards into your hand.
Okay, so what you can do is you can play that, draw two more cards. Turn them over. Do you have a climb? Or an advanced climb? No.
No. But I do
Okay.
have this chicken card. That's why I'm doing this right now.
But chicken says play from hand after a tie during advantage.
Yeah. Oh. Well, isn't that right now?
You have to play another card, but you're not going to be able to match him. But you did draw two cards with the flying by the seat of your pants. You just didn't draw a climb. So you almost, that gave you an opportunity, but it's discarded now. Now you're drawn to your four cards in your hand. You still don't have a climb. You have to play one of them.
Yep.
Chicken's probably the one you want to play. Because it
Oh, no,
really only matters when you're doing advantage. So
Yeah.
what you did was that.
Right.
You
There you go.
maintain the advantage, put these in discard, and now
Right.
it goes back to Chris to do a defensive maneuver.
Yep. So
Now
we
you're going to
draw
draw
back
back
up
to your
5.
hand sides.
Yep.
So you're on him. He can't get away from you and get the advantage, but you weren't able to draw a bead on him to shoot him down.
Right. Not yet. Oh, get out
It may not
here.
happen.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know, boss. I don't know. You got away with it the first time, which was against the
Yeah.
odds. I'd almost do it just so he doesn't get the pleasure of shooting you down.
Exactly.
Am I down to like my last card?
If you are, you just take all your discards,
Okay, it
shuffle them
must
up,
be.
and draw more cards.
Yeah.
There is a strategy to burning through your. And when it used to be a 31 card deck, you could burn through your deck to increase your chances of getting other cards. With 40,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if it's well, it's clearly not as effective.
Okay. So Chris played one.
Come
Yep.
on, Pedro. You can't be choosing your brother. Come on.
Pedro.
Oh,
Who's
Pedro.
Pedro?
I'm sorry, Diego's your brother. I saw Pedro and I've had
Pedro.
two beers, guys.
That's
My bad.
racist.
Pedro. I'm gonna call him that from now on.
You know what? Pedro is a new viewer for me, so welcome to the stream, Pedro.
All
Thank
right.
you very much for watching.
You should call me Napoleon then if you're calling him Pedro.
Okay, so what did you
Pedro.
do? You're going to do the advanced banking maneuver. So here's the thing. He needs to draw a card. If he draws a burst value of 4 or less, he crashes into the ground. And this battle is over.
Is that Chris?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What has he got? Oh!
Bump, bump, ba But he didn't get the win. You didn't get the win.
Well,
Hey, why not?
he gets the win. He gets
Come
credit
on.
for it.
Come on.
He shot you.
Shoot me down. He
He
did
gets
not
credit
shoot me
for
down.
the.
He
He gets a
doesn't get the win.
kill. He gets the mark 1 on his kills. He does. I'm sorry.
Chris, you're flying on one wing.
Now, there will be a table where you draw a card to determine whether your character was killed or not.
Okay.
Now, interestingly enough, Richthofen's brother, Lothar, was shot down 2 or 3 times on Friday the 13th.
Stop.
And he
Are you
survived
serious?
the war with 40 kills, exactly half of his brother's 80 kills. Yeah, so he had a brother
hey.
who flew and was pretty gnarly himself with 40 kills. I mean, that's not chump change.
Hey,
So-
Pedro, he's my friend, dude. I just noticed him. Yeah. That Diego's my brother and Pedro's my friend.
Okay, I gotta.
Hey,
you know what?
guys.
I saw Pedro and thought Diego because I'm a stupid white guy. I'm screwed
Stop.
that up. My bad.
You're not.
No,
Racist.
I know. Let's not go. Let's not go there.
They all look the same.
No, no. My ex-wife is Peruvian. My girls are half Hispanic.
Are they?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I love my girls. Anyway, I
Anyways.
digress. Okay, so why don't you put your cards back, reshuffle, and we can do
All right.
another. Let me ask you this. First off, do you got a feel for the game? Do you think you can play it without me quarterbacking it?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
So what I will do is I will shut my mouth. I will let you guys play. And you can go ahead and put your cards back if you want to pick
Sure,
out.
yeah,
So if you want to go with Richthofen against a legendary ace on your side, Chris, just go through your pilot deck and find a legendary ace and find you a good aircraft. And I'll let you guys go at it, and I will just watch.
Oh man, I wish there was a better way to just reset right away.
Yeah.
I don't
that would
know
be-
how. Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, that would. Wouldn't that be nice? if
Vigil,
we-
where are you, Vigil? Vigil probably knows.
Okay, Mike, be nice. I've had 2 really good. So what I did, Chris, is I mixed my Indian Pale Ale with my Tropical Dream. So I mixed a sour with a pale ale, and I got a little sour and a little pale. It's a nice balance. Yeah, right. I know, but dude, this is like full strength stuff.
What do we got here?
There he is.
I have no idea what Chris is doing.
Oh, he's getting
I,
fancy on me. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how he did that. Yeah, I'm like, what the
Chris,
hell?
where did you learn to do that, dude?
It's
on
card
spread.
tricks.
I think you've been practicing without us.
Spread. Whoa.
Yeah.
No, the
Saw
problem
that,
is,
I'm like,
is I had 41 cards in my maneuver deck, and it's because I put the wingman in there.
There you go.
uh,
So initial impressions, guys. What do you think?
I like it.
We'll see how you guys do without me commentating. I'm going to let you figure it out on your own at this point. I don't know if I have Terry Decker Raider fan. What I did is I went on. I searched Google for. I think I went to Wikipedia and I got all of the top aces.
So
And
who we using, Chris? Anyone fancy or
I gotta find it here. Hold on.
are we
and
doing
so
like?
I built the Allied deck with the top, I think 23 aces based off kills. And I'm not sure Terry Decker's in the deck. I don't remember all the players. It would be interesting if he is.
Maybe
Riley, you're the fancy
Chris,
player.
Chris,
Tropical
not Chris,
Daydream.
Mike.
You had a question?
Maybe you could narrate
Oh,
when we start the game a little bit for the newcomers, so they know the sequence of play
sure.
a
I
little bit.
can. I can be the
You know?
play-by-play guy.
Yeah, because then
But
they'll
I'm
kind of
not going
get
to help Chris, and obviously I didn't help you last turn, and there's no reason for that other than
thanks.
Chris needs help.
Other than you're racist.
This is
I'm
not a race
kidding.
game. This is not a race game.
Oh man.
Oh, you
I
know
don't
what?
think
Snoopy would be cool to add, actually, Mike. I have to think about that.
racism?
No, Snoopy.
Oh,
Let's move off that topic. We don't need to talk about that. You know what, Diego? This is actually pretty cool that we can do something like this with Tabletop Simulator.
that's very cool.
Now, one of the things that you guys may have noticed floating around is I do have a mission card to do solo play. And at some point, I'll get the solo rules added. And so you guys can jump in. You can go to Steam. I'll put a link in the description. I think it's already there. Feel free to jump in, look at the game, play it. I will add the solo rules in the next week or two. I am busy. And if you do play it, go on Steam and leave some comments on suggestions, what you think might be a good addition to the game. I will tell you that the core maneuver system I've played literally 1,000+ games over the last 20 years. I've played this a lot, but I have added aircraft and pilots, which are new, and the solo bot is also new. So when I get the solo rules put up, if you play it, I would love to hear your feedback.
I'm flying with Eddie Reckenbacher.
Sorry, Pedro. Yeah, we were kind of talking about you a little bit. Well, welcome to the stream, boss. You're going with who, my friend?
Eddie Reckenbacher.
Oh, there you go. Oh, cool, Diego. I'd love to hear your feedback on what you think of the game.
And I don't know if they still have it. TTS was half off. It was $10.
I think until like the 13th or something. I think it's all weekend at least.
Yeah. If you're interested, get it. $10. I paid 20. So
It's worth the $10.
oh,
It's worth the 20,
yeah.
to be honest.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm tempted to
It
do
is.
the 5-pack and just give it away as something off my channel. I've been thinking about that.
Oh,
Give
there
it
you
away,
go.
give it away, give it away now.
Give it away now. So what do we got here, Chris?
I'm
Rickenbacker and a Newport 11. So when you look at the
I'm looking
year,
for an
the
airplane.
1917 aircraft will be probably the better one, if there is
Hold,
1917.
I'm not done yet. I got to find an airplane.
I'll be quiet.
Jesus, mother, Mary the Mule. Guy makes a game, thinks he can run the place.
Yeah. Hello. I'm a clone of you. Except I'm older, so that means you're a clone of me.
Yeah, not happening.
Hey,
You,
worst
Like,
things can happen,
he,
dude.
he wishes,
We're
right,
queens.
Chris?
what's that?
He wishes, right, Chris?
Yeah. So, like Rocket says, there ain't nothing like me.
I got no comments at this point.
I'm out of them too.
All I know is I've been egreged. If that's even a word.
All right. A. Rickenbacker in the SC5A.
Now I am going to go through and try to add a little more aircraft. The cards will have maybe some flavor text, and I don't think I'm going to add any more abilities to the aircraft unless there's something very unique. I know some aircraft like they didn't like to turn left because they'd go into a spin. But I don't want to add that for that particular aircraft unless every aircraft has something because
Well,
that
it's
means you're
not that
not
they're
going to
going
want
to a spin. It's that they, because of the
Guys,
torque
I'll
of
be right
the
back.
engine,
Yes.
it was more difficult to turn in that direction.
Yeah, and so here
We
as a
could,
game designer, so tell me what you think. Here's my thought on that, Chris. As a game designer, I want to put that in because it gives some characteristic of the aircraft.
right? Absolutely.
But unless I can give every aircraft a similar, equal, balanced trait, I won't put that in because I don't want people to go, oh, that's the only aircraft that can't turn right. I'm not going to use it.
No. So what you want to do is you want to, uh, and it's not so much that it can't turn right, is that it's easier to turn left. It's a
Oh,
sharper. It can do a sharper left hand turn.
so with that in mind, again, so now that becomes an advantage maybe, and then
Right.
everybody plays that card because then that aircraft because they could do a bank left easier than a bank right, or whatever the case might be. But if I can't have that type of equal ability on all aircraft, or
Have you ever played Wings of War?
no, I haven't. And what I tried to do, again, the focus of this game is on advantage and disadvantage, not the pilots, not the aircraft. I added them secondarily. And so they will get some love, but I want it to be, I don't want to lose the focus of advantage, disadvantage. And I don't want everybody picking one aircraft because it's the best.
Right. So just what you would do is, just kind of look at, so like like uh the Fokker triplane, the D1 triplane. It was a much more maneuverable aircraft than any other airplane in the air
Yep.
because it was a triplane. So you could, maybe all of its advanced maneuvers when you are matching a defensive, all maneuvers become advanced maneuvers. So
Oh, dude, that is so powerful though. Oh my God.
80
Okay.
kills.
So here's what I'm battling, and again, I'm glad we're doing this as a playtest because I can talk designer talk. One of the things that I realized in researching World War One aircraft is that the technology basically, and I'm going to overstate this, and it's not completely true, but it's 80+% true.
I'm back.
One side or the other, and typically the Germans for a longer period of time had a much superior aircraft, which means in a 1v1, if I do a game, the Germans are going to win more often than not. It won't even be close to 50% if I try to be historically accurate or close to historically accurate. And so what Chris is pointing out is 100% true, but I think it takes the game in a direction that I don't want to take it, which is I'm playing this aircraft and it was a badass, and you have to be lucky to shoot me down. I don't want the game to turn into a luck fest. I want there to be some skill. I want the players to have some agency. And so
Yeah.
I'm not making it about the quality of the aircraft, but about the pilot having the advantage or disadvantage and getting into a Hollywood style air combat. That's what I'm shooting for. Does that make sense, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And again, everything you said was 100% correct, and I could do that, but I think everybody would want to play only the best aircraft. And
So what you would need to do is figure out an advantage and or disadvantage for each of your aircraft. So like the Sopwith Camel turns left really, really well.
yes,
Um, the Fokker D1 triplane is more maneuverable than just about any other airplane out there.
yeah,
The Albatross, if I remember correctly, the thing with the Albatross is that it was just a hoss. It took a shit ton of damage to take it out.
yeah. Now, so something like that, I can add 1 or 2 to the airframe.
The Newports were very forgiving aircraft. They were very easy to fly.
So the way I would do something like that is to potentially, with the game mechanics, if you flew a Newport, I would give you a star for your hand size. So whatever your hand size is, you get to draw 1 extra and discard.
Right.
So what I will do is I will go through and you and I can talk, Chris, and you can give me some of that information. I can look because this game is still in development when it comes to the pilots and the aircraft, and I don't want to go, no, I've already got it figured out. I want to look at some of these suggestions and see if I can incorporate that, because what I was telling Eric earlier on is one of the things I want to do is after I get this World War I game working with multiple aircraft and really flesh it out, I want to be able to then move into World War II.
Right.
In World War II, I could then come up with decks that do North Africa or the Spanish Civil War or over Europe. And some of the missions are going to be bomber, escort, scouting.
South America too.
South America, yeah. Anything that is unique, I can build a deck with some flavor and potentially take the maneuver deck and say you have, let's say I come up with 50 cards. You as a player need to build a deck of 40 cards using those 50, but maybe of those 40 or of those, say, 50, 30 of them are mandatory. So you only have 10 cards that you have optional. So you have 20 cards to pick 10, something like that.
Yep.
So now your maneuver deck is a little more to your style. I think this game will allow me to do that. I'm just not to that level. So as I'm designing this, it's like an onion from the core out.
Yeah.
I'm building the core. I'm adding a layer. It works. I add a layer. I make it work. I add a layer. I make it work. That's the design process. At this point, I have the maneuver system, which is the core. We're now adding pilots and aircraft.
Yep.
That will be the next layer. And then go back. The next layer, maybe look at the maneuver deck and add some optional cards. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10 that you can swap out with a core set that you can't swap out, meaning all decks have at least 30 cards that are the same and 10 cards that are optional. That's where my mind is currently. And so if you're watching this, if you play this within those, and tell me anything, but with, just so you know where my mind is, what I'm looking for, you can structure it however you want, but that's what I'm looking to kind of do. Okay, so you guys ready to play?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to try to narrate and.
Now, the one thing I did miss is how we figure an advantage at the beginning of the game.
So you just draw a maneuver card, Chris, and then we're gonna flip it together and then compare the burst values. Whoever has the highest value gets first advantage.
No. First thing you do is you draw your hand.
You draw your hand first?
Yeah, because you may have a card you can play from your hand that affects the initial.
Okay.
advantage phase. And there may be other parts in the game where I say that you're disengaged and you go to advantage phase. Right now, it's only when you initially start the game, but
All right.
I've left that open to be as an option for future design.
Alrighty.
Okay, Telemachus. Wright brothers shot down the Red Bar the first time they met.
Okay.
I just read that.
I believe it. I believe it.
Okay. I am ready whenever you are.
All
Okay,
right,
so you have
sir.
your 4 cards, boss?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going to, there you go.
Boo.
Now,
So I
some
get
cards
advantage.
affect disadvantage.
Yep.
At this point, it's a 3 to what did you draw?
A 2.
Okay, so Chris has the advantage.
Yep.
About friggin' time.
Yes,
and he
sir.
can't weasel out of it this time.
We'll see.
All right. So you need to pull a defensive maneuver, and I have to match it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And this is the classic Richthofen Rickenbacker fight.
Nice.
Now, I think, if I remember correctly, though.
Hold on. Did you not read the rest of your Manfred card? What's
Me?
the thing say? +2 on advantage checks.
Well, wasn't that for the solo play? No.
I need to be more clear. That is not.
Oh, okay. So mine was a 4 then, and Chris was 3.
Well, hold on. What did Chris's?
Mine's a
What?
+1. So we're tied.
But you're tied, so you do
Oh,
it again.
okay. Do it again. Okay.
Yep.
Five.
Mine's a 6.
Oh,
Yours is a
shit.
5. So I
Yeah.
did win.
So you do win.
You won outright, sir.
So I need to make that clear because that's not in my rules. Okay. Note to self.
Yeah. Make notes.
I am. So you're on the defense, Eric.
Yes, I am. Yep, I'm looking. Yep.
About friggin' time.
Don't rush me, man. Don't rush me.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man.
Hold on. What are these 5 cards? You only should have, how many do you have? 5.
5, man. I know what I'm
You're
doing, dude.
Richthofen.
I'm Richthofen, baby.
What does the star mean? Next
You
to my
draw.
hands,
So if you have a 4 star, you draw 5 cards and keep 4.
Okay. So I should have.
You did not take a legendary pilot.
No, I've got an ace. You don't have a legendary pilot in the.
Yes,
in
you
the,
do.
Entente.
Yes, you do.
It should have been freaking. It should have been
It
Rickenbacker.
went by kills. He only had 26. He wasn't that good.
Yeah, the 26 most fucking
There you go.
important.
Well, no. Okay.
I
Look
play
at what the
shot
French
through the
pilot
heart.
had. He had like 60.
Yeah, but none of them were. They were all scrubs.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Hey, you can't change your pilot mid-flight, dude. Sorry.
Play from hand to increase any damage too. I'm looking to which one I'm wanting to get rid of.
Okay. What did you do? You did a bank left and climb.
Got that?
Is that what you did, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're spinning it around. I'm trying to figure out who's who here.
Yeah, I know. I was showing it to Chris. Trying to.
Don't be nice.
I can't help it,
Okay.
man.
Okay,
It's
so
my nature.
you did bank left and climb.
Bank left and climb. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I just so happen to have a bank left,
Mhm.
and I just so happen to have a climb.
There you go. So you got advantage.
And
a
I can
burst
shoot.
shot.
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
can.
Come on. Tell with it. And I flippity flip 4 damage.
You do 4.
And I'm going to play Lucky Shot.
You do 6 damage.
So I've done 6 damage to you.
Yep.
All right. I play Miss the Vitals. Play from hand after suffering 6 or more damage. Damage reduced to 4. Effects caused by the damage are cancelled.
Okay.
Whatever that means. I don't know.
Well, if there was something that caused you, like your pilot was killed or something like that,
Oh, okay.
you would not be killed.
Gotcha.
So you take 4 damage.
Okay. So I went from 12 to 8. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Draw back up to hand limit.
Yep.
Let's go, the Germans. Let's do it.
What do we got over here? Let's see what you're doing. Let's see what you're doing wrong.
Get out of here, man.
I'm looking over your
Get
shoulder.
that white hand out of here. Go bother someone else. I'm gonna throw the book at you.
You're gonna throw the book at me?
Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Let me see. Chris is not even looking at the rules. Look at that. He's already memorized everything.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He's
He's an Eagle Scout. Come on.
I don't know what he's doing with us on a Friday night.
See, the thing is, when everything's on the cards, once you know the basics, you just got to look at the cards.
Bingo.
Sure. Here we go. Shot through the heart once again. Bank left, climb.
Bank left, climb.
Bank left, climb, baby. No, you don't have it this time.
No, I don't have either.
Yep.
You still have to play 2 cards.
I know.
Now, what you can do is you can play an advanced banking maneuver to count for 2, or you can play 2 cards from your hand. I got to put that in the rules. I don't think I did.
Counts for 2?
Yeah.
Because it's advanced, I'm going to allow it to count for 2. I think that's not a good play.
Oh, I understand. Count for 2 cards.
Yeah, so because he has to play 2, even though he can't match.
Gotcha.
He has to, because he's moving. He has to. The aircraft.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, that makes sense.
So in this case, he just did an advanced banking maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to match him. But part of this is, I could say you're disengaged, and now you have to go back and flip cards to see who gets the advantage. But what I'm doing is, if you lose the advantage, I'm giving the defender the advantage straight away. That's open for redesign.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like when you attack, the defender always has the advantage.
Well, you can also make the argument
on a tie.
You went to the left, he went to the right. You're disengaged. You now have to re-engage. So either way works narratively.
Yeah.
But to speed the game up, I just said that you go from attack to defense right away. So I've abstracted it.
So that's it. I'll take the pawn, please, sir. And we draw up to a hand limit. Sorry, I'm not rating.
That's fine.
I just threw you the pawn, so Chris didn't have to do it. He doesn't know what to do with the advantage.
All right, so Chris plays, right? Then,
Yep.
All right.
Oh, dude, you got 2 of those. Okay.
Overdrive.
So overdrive, I have to match overdrive, yeah?
Well, before you do that, what do you have to do, Chris?
Flip to see if I take a damage.
Yes, sir.
And I do.
How much?
Just one.
Okay. And what do I have to do? What?
The only thing that matches that is another overdive.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I have one.
You have to match to be able to keep advantage and to shoot. You have to have the overdive.
Yeah.
Now, if not, what does that say at the bottom there, Chris?
I get an immediate burst fire.
Exactly.
and I become the attacker immediately.
Exactly.
So
you take 1 airframe damage. Now that's situational. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. He doesn't match. So basically, you've gone into a dive. He's done whatever. You've pulled back up. You got a
Yep.
shot off, and now
And I
So
have
at
to
this
play
point in
2
time-
cards regardless, right?
or
Right.
1 advanced maneuver.
Right. I don't have
Or
any
one
advanced
advanced
maneuvers,
dive.
so
So you have to play 2 cards.
Or 1 advanced dive.
That's the friction.
yep. Hold on
You
one
got to
second.
get rid of something. You can't just go, oh well, I can't match it, so I'm not going to play anything. I'm going to keep my good cards. No, that aircraft is moving. It's got to go somewhere. So in
Gotta do
your
something.
case, you're diving,
Yeah. And then I
and
gotta
you're
play another
banking to
one.
the left or the right, or something
Yep.
along those lines, or diving and climbing, or diving and diving. Either way, you don't match.
Yep.
Well, even
Got
if
it.
he had a bank right and a dive, it wouldn't matter.
Exactly. Because so you did not bank right and dive, Chris. All you did was over dive. The bank right and dive is ignored.
Yep.
Now, at this point, you flip over a card, you do your burst damage, and you can modify it if you have close range burst or leading the target.
Right. So we got
2
2
damage.
damage.
Since you played that, you're going to want to play that.
Yep. So that's a total of 3 damage.
Bingo.
So I take 3 damage.
Yes, sir, unless you can mitigate it.
Wait, what did he just do? I'm confused.
Because
Shot
he
you?
did the overdive, it allows him to do a burst damage, which he
Oh,
did.
gotcha.
And
Yep.
then he modified it by
So I
Adding
took
an additional.
3 damage.
Yep.
All right.
So you should be down to 5.
I am.
All right.
and Chris has the advantage.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast after you got the basics down.
Yeah.
Goes pretty fast.
All right. Play your defensive role or defensive card.
I am.
Or wait,
Look at Chris. He's feeling
you have
his
to draw up.
Don't rush me, man.
You have to draw up. Hold on. How many cards are you supposed to have in your hand?
5.
5? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Watch that one.
See what that does? Keep that card. You're going to want to play. Now,
Put
here's
that
the
right here.
thing. Yeah, because what I would like to illustrate is you're going to discard a card. So
Yep.
go ahead and discard a card, Chris, but not that one. That one probably, the overdive.
What's this one? They held together?
No. I'd get rid of the overdive
Yeah.
at this point.
I played my card.
Okay.
Bank left,
Now-
dive.
So what you want to do, Chris, is go ahead and play the flying by the seat of your pants and draw 2 cards. You can
But-
go over your hand limit during the turn. So you can go up to 5 by playing this card and drawing 2. Now you're not trying to, this doesn't match yet. You're just drawing 2 cards. And it's okay if you're over your hand limit. You can stay over your hand size until you discard down or lose cards. You just can't go back to 5
Okay,
cards.
so he did what and what?
So bank left, dive.
Bank left, dive. Okay, so I
Yes,
need to
sir.
match bank left and dive.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you something, Mike.
Yeah.
You have some advanced maneuvers that are for attack and some for defense, correct?
Typically, the advanced maneuver is initiated by the defender more often than not.
Usually defensive maneuvers.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's normally so. For
Okay.
example, in your hand, You chose to bank left and climb, but you had 2 advanced maneuvers, which would have been better for
climb,
you.
bank
to play
left
it.
and climb.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm
And if they're
stacking
not
those, that's
matched, you
why.
would have you would have fired damage. That's okay. You're a rookie pilot. You don't know what you're doing.
You think I don't know what I'm doing?
Wow. Based on your play.
Okay, so here's
I've
my bank
won
left
so
and
far.
climb.
Okay, so he's bank left and climb. Now he can produce damage. How much do you have
No,
left?
shit.
5?
Hold on.
Oh,
I've got bank left up there. I only have this one. Shit. Okay, bank left and climb.
there you go.
No, you have bank left and
Bank
dive.
left,
Jesus
dive.
Christ.
Yeah, dive. Mm-hmm.
So okay.
There you go.
Okay, there, bank left and dive. So
Yep.
I've matched you
Mm-hmm.
on both, so I get to produce a card for 3 points, and then I'm going to play 3 quick bursts, play from hand to increase any damage by 4. They only play 1 3 quick burst per
No, okay, so
resolution.
there's a sequence thing here. Okay. So if you had a card that allowed you to add 1 damage, you play it first, because what you have to do now, Chris, is you have to play a card from your deck.
There's one down
Right.
there.
And the burst value is 2, your guns are jammed, and you can't increase that damage anymore. But currently you're at 8 damage.
There's
Right.
another one down there.
So
Let him
now
finish, and then I'll come over to you, Eric.
I have to flip that over.
What
That's
is
a
the value
4.
of your blue hand? 4. Okay, so your guns do not jam.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to take 8 damage, which will shoot you down unless you can mitigate it, Eric. You cannot mitigate it.
Nope.
You're shot down. He's quiet.
Oh, I was on mute. I was talking. I kept talking. I'm like, no, I can't because I don't have a card.
You don't
I
have
said it.
anything to mitigate it, so you're shot down.
Yep.
Okay, 1-1. If you guys are up for a rubber match,
Yeah. Why not?
Best 2 out of 3.
where are we at on time? We're at
You're at-
152. You guys can squeeze a game in. Thank you, Raider fan.
All right. Come on.
I appreciate
There you
that,
go.
boss.
Same.
Three Stooges
Keep
versus
the
Red Baron?
same pilots, Chris, or change pilots. What do you-
We're good with these.
Hey,
I'm good with these.
he didn't have a legendary pilot. He shot you down with just an ace.
Don't have to rub it in, man.
And
He
you
had
haven't
a lot of-
technically shot him down. He did crash on the overdive. Just saying.
No, I had him down to 1 life. Don't give
You
me that.
did.
And I shot down his airman.
You did.
Dude, I was a fucking cat in the air. I had all 9 lives.
He
telling
just
you.
crashed his plane, ran back to the airfield, grabbed another one, came back and shot your ass down.
Yup.
Hey, it was just a plane. Didn't mean nothing to him, man.
Nothing. All right. Draw.
Nothing.
Draw your hand limit.
Okay, so 1,
Hand size, whatever.
2, 3, 4.
He's going with Eddie again. Who do you have?
Richthofen.
Man, I'd stay with Rick. I would stay with the Baron myself.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. Why not? All right.
Because
so we
he's a
draw
cheating
for advantage
bastard.
now.
Hold on,
Yep.
hold on. I gotta
Oh, take
actually
your time. No rush.
look at my cards, and I'm gonna have to discard 1.
No rush.
Okay.
So you got nothing that's going to help you during the advantage phase. I was hoping one of you guys would pull one.
Can't shake me.
What is?
Boy,
Eric,
I got my
now.
+2.
Can be matched by.
No, you don't have anything that's going to help you here, like a passing shot or something like that.
Okay.
See, a passing shot, even if
Yeah, I
you lose
haven't
the
seen
advantage,
that.
yeah, it's in there. There's two of them. Passing shot gives you
Okay.
the ability to do a
Okay.
burst damage, even if you
You ready?
lose the advantage.
Yeah, ready.
I got a 3 plus 1 is
got a-
4.
2 + 2, 4.
Is 4. So we
So
do it again.
we do it again.
Got a 5 plus 1 is 6.
3 + 2, 5. You win. All right, sir. Let me see what I got. See what I got. Mhm. I'm playing advanced climb maneuver.
There you go.
Can be matched by any advanced climb maneuver. Matches any. That doesn't matter. Okay.
But if not matched,
Yep.
you are now the attacker and fire one burst.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Horizontal, Viril,
You,
whatever.
you did. What is it again?
Advanced climb maneuver.
Right, but it's a climb and what?
What does this say?
Climb and bank left.
It doesn't matter. What does this say?
No, I'm using the advanced climb maneuver.
Right.
He's doing
Not-
an advanced
not-
climb maneuver. You have no advanced
Right.
maneuvers, Chris. But what does this
But
say?
I've got play from hand matches both basic maneuvers or any advanced maneuver.
Oh, there you go.
Can't shake
Yeah.
me.
Can't
you go.
shake me.
Dude, you can't shake me. You gotta say, you gotta like get in his face. Dude, you can't shake me.
But I have to play a second card, right? Or
Nope.
is that the
Nope. What
advantage
does that
of
say?
having that card?
Play
All
from
right.
hand matches both basic maneuvers or any advanced maneuver. You have matched.
So you matched. You good?
So I get to fire.
You get to fire.
Okay, hold
Yes.
on. Okay. Okay. I was just seeing what I had there.
Yep.
So flip. That's 5
Mhm.
points.
5 burst.
And I'm going to do leading the target, which makes it 6.
All right.
That's a meaty.
No, I don't have
meaty-
anything. I don't have anything to mitigate that. So I take 6.
You take
Right.
6.
So you're down to 6. So
Yep.
change your 5 to a 6.
Hold on.
There you go.
Get in there, Tiger. Don't rush. You got
He's
your
smelling
6.
blood.
No
He's
worries.
smelling blood, dude.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Jeez,
I was, he was at 5. They're like, no, you're at 6.
I got you.
Helping out.
I smell
All right,
the
So we
blood.
draw back up.
Chris
Yeah.
is not competitive at all.
No.
And I'm playing an advanced banking maneuver now.
Okay. Did you draw up?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what did you play?
Advanced
Advanced.
banking maneuver.
I gotta play hand instead of firing. Okay. Play from hand when you take enough. Play from hand after a tie during the advantage phase. Okay. Play after your defense. So I don't have any. I need to get rid of one here. Hold on.
2.
What do you mean I
that's
gotta get rid of 2?
You got to play 2 maneuvers.
No, I have to discard one first.
Oh, okay. You're still drawing your hand. So,
Yeah.
okay. He already played his maneuver. So,
Right.
there you go. Okay. Now you're.
And it doesn't matter what I play because it was an advanced maneuver. I don't have anything to mitigate that.
Right. So, you just have to play 2. Basically, you're discarding 2 cards.
Right.
Because he played an advanced maneuver. So, keep this one.
Mhm.
This one's good too. Oh, you don't want to get rid of that one. So, you got a choice. I would keep those 2 myself. I'm sorry. I'm helping. I'll stop.
It's all
Go
good.
away.
It's all good.
I gotta get rid of that one.
Now, what does
All
your
right, so
card say, Eric?
hmm
it's yours.
Hold on.
So I gotta do my burst, right?
Yep. And you can modify that.
So do I do the burst first, then add cards, or
Yes,
do I
you
add
do. You
cards?
play it from the
Yeah.
deck first.
You'll
Do the damage first?
Yep.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because your guns could jam.
Yeah, that is true. 6.
Ooh. Are you going to
Okay.
modify that at all?
Yes, sir.
Now, take a look before you do that. What does this say?
Uh,
See the sequence here?
yep.
Because if this jams, you
Mhm.
can't play this.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Same with this one. So which one do you want to play first? This one
Well,
does 4, this one does 3. So you can
yeah,
play both of these as long as you don't jam. You're
that's
going to
what
shoot
I'm
him.
going with.
Yeah.
So let's try that. That one
So
first.
you do 6
And
plus 4, which is 10. Now flip to see if your guns jam.
2 or
Oh,
less.
your guns jam.
Okay.
No, wait. Read that again. Hold on. The burst value is 2. So no, the burst value is 4. Your guns didn't jam. I read that wrong.
Did not.
Okay, you can go ahead and continue to modify with a different card,
All right.
a long burst, which adds 3. So now you've added 7 to your 6. So you're at 13. See if your guns jam. 2 or less. It's a 2. Your guns jam. You can't modify this anymore.
Yeah.
So you
Nope.
did 6 plus 4 plus
10.
3. You did 13 damage to him. Can you
I'm
mitigate
dead.
any of that, Chris?
No. Hold on. No. That's nope. That's not going to help me.
Because he was the defender.
Right.
Yep. So he did an advanced maneuver that you could not match. He banked and then
Yep.
hit you for 13 damage.
Yep.
What does that leave you at?
It leads me at -2.
There you go. You got
I
shot
started
down.
at 11.
Boom. Game over.
It's game over, man.
Nuke him from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
There you go. Okay, you guys now have played 3 games with me holding your hand. I'd
Not
love to hear your
really.
feedback.
Not really.
A little bit.
Chris and I got it after the first play, I think.
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's a good game, dude. Good job.
Yeah. So be
That's-
critical. Tell me
I-
what you like, what you don't like.
The gameplay is great.
Yeah,
I like the gameplay a lot.
I do too.
A little more. I understand you're wanting to focus on advantage, disadvantage,
Mhm.
but I do think you need to do a little more differentiation between the planes and the pilots.
Okay. I agree.
Because otherwise, why have them? You know, why have different airplanes other than, oh, look, I got different airplanes.
That's a valid point, because if I want to do North Africa or Europe or the Russian Eastern Front, the maneuver deck is not going to have that much of variance, so it needs to come from the pilots and the
Right.
aircraft.
Exactly. So what you're going to do is, find, and it plays into the advantage disadvantage that you're wanting to keep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have certain airplanes, gain this type of advantage, or will get the advantage, will help retain the advantage because of this, or something to that effect. Same thing with the pilots. You got some flavor with Eddie Rickenbacker and the Baron. So yeah, you're going in the right direction there.
Okay.
The other thing, I am a very visual person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cards are nice and neat, and are, they look, um, they're easy to read, but they are the beer of beers. They are the corn chips of corn chips. If you know what, if you know, they're the old. If you remember the old white and with black letter label generic
Yes.
products,
Yes.
which I'm not saying is bad. It's just I'm very much a visual person. If
I am
that's
too.
Newport 11,
Yep.
I want to see a picture of a Newport 11.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
again, this is
If
play
that's
test.
Eddie Rickenbacker, I want to see a picture of Eddie Rickenbacker.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Now,
Still in the works, right?
Yeah. These are
You
play
and
test
I-
cards, but yeah.
you and I approach game design probably a little differently
A little bit.
because you're making
Exactly.
sure the rules work best. Yes, exactly. Oh God, I love that. I have not seen that movie.
I know.
Nice,
Just-
Mike.
Just
That's a
doing
good one, Mike.
crimes.
Great movie.
Just doing crimes, man.
Anyway,
Ordinary
I, on the other
fucking
hand-
people. I hate them.
yeah. The
Best
other
line of a movie.
whereas you're making sure 100% that the rules are good, ready to go, let's make it happen. As soon as I start working on a game, I'm thinking of how's it going to look? How's it going to lay out? How am I making it pretty?
Yes.
Because that's the graphic designer, the wannabe graphic designer in me.
Oh, dude, it's in me. I'm constantly going, shut up. Shut up. You'll get your turn. Shut up.
I just want to fucking roll. And I think that's why we work so well. Is that you're focusing on the rules, I'm focusing on, hey, I'm going to make this shit look nice.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I want to make it look nice. I'm with you, but if it changes, I'm like, damn it, that looks nice and I can't use it.
But see, that's part of the fun for me.
Yeah, no. That's to your point. That's why we're working well together.
So did you have a chance to look at the cards I sent over?
I haven't. I've been busy with the day job. I'm going to pull all those down. I'm going to build those decks this weekend. So that we can then we'll have that. And I'll work on the basic set of rules also, so that hopefully by middle of the week, it'll be playable, at least in a very rough form.
I've got in my brain how it's going to be played, but
here's the thing. I'm going to throw out a set of rules, and then what I want you to do is give me your version, because I want to make sure that your vision is also in the rules. I don't want to be a bully on the rules and go, no, it works the way I say it works. I'm going to throw something out that is the basis for us to start to beat up and change. But we have to have something that we can beat up.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. We're good.
But this game, you are need some clarifications in the rules as written.
That's almost a given, but yes, thank you.
Which is fine. Because you are in the same stage as I am when it comes to writing the rules. Is you have played this so many times in your brain that you just know that when I play an advanced maneuver card to go up against his advanced maneuver defense card, that I only have to play a single card. It's not anywhere written in the rules, though.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Same thing with Ocean Thunder. There are rules that I know are rules that nobody else knows unless they're playing with me, and I say, oh, by the way.
Then Eric comes along.
So and then Eric comes along, or Richard comes along,
asking all the questions.
Takes a fucking hedge trimmer to it.
Oh, Dude, I'm going to tell you right now,
No.
when Richard gets his hands on this, I think my sphincter's going to tighten up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
But
Yeah,
Literally, but
your next step, honestly, to this game is, just cat is once you get just a few of those
nuances.
wiggling little rules added into the written,
Mhm.
you're ready for card redesign.
Well, yeah, and so I wanted you didn't get a chance to. And I didn't talk about this much, but let me just zoom in. Can you see this trench strafing mission?
there you go.
So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about this. So this is for the solo game, and basically you start in the aerodrome, you go to the trenches, and you need to do 4 damage, and you have a -1 on rolling on this encounter table with a 10-sided dice. So you're going to roll a 10-sided dice -1, which means you have a 1 in 10 chance that you're going to get a veteran because you have to roll a 10. -1 gives you the 9. Otherwise, you're going to fight a recruit. Now, I'm going to flesh this out based on the aircraft they're going to have. Okay. And if you roll a 7 or less, so you have a 70% chance, you're going to have clear skies. You're going to flip over a burst card, and you're going to do whatever burst damage, and you modify. You need to do 4 to complete this stage of the mission. Okay? Let's say you do.
Okay,
2.
hold on. Whoa, time out.
Okay.
So I go to the first box.
Yep.
Okay. I roll the D10. Bless you.
Thank you.
I roll the D10. Whatever result I have.
Let's say you had clear skies.
No. I don't want, because clear skies, it means I'm just doing my strafing. Right?
Yeah, let's just for now, let's just use that as an example.
But hold on. But if let's say I rolled a 10, it makes it a 9, which makes it a veteran.
Yeah.
I would have to fight the veteran first before I could do the trench run.
Yes.
Okay. I that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
So
let's say you had clear skies.
You got clear skies, so you don't have to fight anybody. You pull a burst card, and whatever damage it is goes into up to 4 damage on that trench.
Let's say you did 2. Let's flip over a burst card from your maneuver deck. Let's see what you get.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Shit, come on. There we go. I got a 4.
Okay. So in this case, you have completed the mission. You've done 4 damage. You get 1 experience. Now, you can push your luck and continue to stay over the trenches to gain an additional 3 experience points.
Okay.
But you're going to have to deal with anti-aircraft fire and +2 on your dice roll for an encounter.
Okay, so hold on. Anti-aircraft roll or an anti-aircraft fire is a burst card.
So here's how it plays out. Let's say you got clear skies just for this example. Flip over a card to do your burst damage.
Two.
So you've done 2. And you see where it says AA?
Oh, okay.
You did not take any damage. So you don't have to flip over a damage card for the AA. But you've only done 2.
I've done 2.
So now you have to flip over another card to try to get to 4. You've done 3, and there's no AA. Lucky you. And again, you didn't have to fight an aircraft. So we won't go through that yet. So
now I've got 4 XP, right?
So now you have 4 XP. You can fly home if you want, or you can stay out longer and try to get an additional 7, which will give you 11. but you have a +5, which means you're going to have to face. You're probably going to end up, unless you roll a 1.
One.
Okay. But
My
you'll
luck
still
is
have
that
to
roll
deal
a
with
fucking
the
10 and I
anti-aircraft
get an
fire.
ace.
And it's probably going to be, it might be an ace or now this is going to change because I'm going to have legendary, which I didn't have when I originally made this card.
Right.
Okay. Now, the way you do, so let's just go ahead and say, go pull an ace card, a pilot. Any ace, I don't care.
Okay, hold on.
And any aircraft, I don't care. And I'll show you how this works.
Okay, well, we've got. Hold on. Son of a bitch. Come on. No, just one card. One ping facility, one ping only.
Okay.
Okay,
So
we got Rickenbacker in the Newport.
Well, actually, you would pull a German.
Yeah.
But that's fine. For this example, let's say Rickenbacker in a Newport. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to determine initiative. You're going to flip over a card for their initiative and your initiative and determine who gets the advantage or disadvantage. So go ahead and do that.
So
And this is how solo works.
So their initiative is my initiative is a 5. Their initiative is a 5.
And you add to yours and they add to theirs. They add 1, you add 1.
Whatever.
So you do it again. They got a 6.
7. Cut it out. Okay, 4.
2.
Four
Okay,
is
you
a
have
5.
now you have the advantage.
Right.
So this is where their card comes into play. What does it say for Rickenbacker? Draws up to 2 cards for defensive maneuvers. So he's going to draw his first card. It's not an advanced maneuver. He draws a second card. It is an advanced maneuver. He does the advanced dive overdive. Can you match his overdive?
Maybe.
Okay, so you look at your cards in your hand,
Well, I don't
and
have
you need to
turtle.
match the overdive. And he still has to check to see if he takes damage to his airframe, which he does. Yes, so he's going to take 1 airframe damage, but
Right.
But you can't match him.
Right.
So he's now going to do burst damage to you of 5.
Okay.
He also gets to draw. Oh, I don't have it there, do I? So he also gets to draw cards for damage addition. So he's going to draw a card, and it says solo 0, and he should get to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, because it.
Solo 1. So now he gets to do an additional 6 damage to you. So he did a total of 11 damage to you.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Which,
So you're going to take 11 damage, and now he has the advantage.
yeah, so if I was a veteran pilot flying in the SPAD, I would have been blown up.
Yep. So in this case, you went over the trench, you shot up for 1, you shot up for 3, you pushed your luck, and then Rickenbacker showed up and shot you down.
All right.
Okay. Now, had you shot anybody down earlier, you would have gained that experience. You still would have got that as a kill for your record. And then we would flip a card, and I don't have the table here, to determine whether you were injured, which means you might be out for a couple of days during the campaign, or you could have been killed, or you could have been taken POW. That's just part of the narrative. Had you, after finishing the second one, decided to go home, you would have gone home with 4 experience points.
Now, what do the experience points do for you?
So I don't have this designed yet. I have it roughly laid out. When you start the game, you start as a recruit. Okay, so if you go through your pilot deck and look at what a recruit looks like. So if we just flip the whole deck and then just kind of, let me do this here real quick. That's a veteran, an ace, an ace, an ace, an ace. Let's keep the veteran right there, an ace. legendary, an ace, a legendary, an airman, and what we want is a recruit. It's a wingman recruit, pilot recruit. Okay, so you start the game as a pilot recruit, so you only have 2 airframe and 3 hand sides. When you experience up, you'll become an airman. Still, now you got an airframe of 3, and you got a 3 plus, so you draw 4, keep 3.
So how many points does it take?
I don't have that. I don't have that fully designed yet. But that's what the experience does. Okay, so you go from recruit to airman to veteran to ace to legendary.
Gotcha.
Whatever your pilot's name is. Okay, not Jay, the famous Royal Flying Corps pilot who went from recruit all the way to legendary during.
So here's a thought. So with hand size, you've got a 3, a 3-star, a 4, a 4-star, a 5, a 5-star, right?
I think it's 5. I don't think there's a 5-star.
Okay. So, and then for airframe, it's just 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yep.
Maybe a 6.
It's a legendary. Let's see. What's the legendary? There was one over here.
5.
Where's the legendary?
Where'd you?
What are you looking for? Airframe?
Just a legendary pilot.
Yeah.
Here's the legendary pilot.
Richthofen was 7.
Anyway,
Richthofen was 7.
okay, so his airframe is a 7. Oh yeah, legendary buffs up like massive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes from 5 to 7. It goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Okay.
Yep.
So what my thought is to go from a recruit to airman takes 2 XP
Well,
because
keep in mind you can get 11 had you done this one mission successfully.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And when you get victories in the air, you're going to, if you would have shot somebody down, you're going to get 5 plus their aircraft. So 2 is almost nothing. So it needs to be much more than that. So if you had shot down somebody with a wingman and done all these things, you could get up to 15 in one flight. So I don't want you to go from a recruit all the way to a legendary.
So call it
flight.
10 XP.
To get
It's
promoted?
going to be some number like that. What I need to do is look at all the variables and maybe change the experience. So that there is a logical progression. Here's my mindset. You tell me what you think of this. If you're a recruit, to go from a recruit to an airman, I want that to be on average 1 really good. So 10 would be a good one because if you would have got 11, you would have gone from recruit to airman. But basically 2 flights, 1 really good mission, you go to airman. From airman to veteran, I want that to be closer to 4 to 5 flights. And to be an ace, obviously you need 5 kills as a minimum. No matter how many experience points you have, you need at least 5 kills plus experience points. And then legendary is going to be 10 to 15 air combat kills to become a legendary pilot yourself. And experience points may or may not factor in at that point.
Well, you did mention you're going to add maybe medals for the campaign.
Yes. So if you were to go out and do 11, you might go from a recruit to an airman, but you might get one. Everybody gets a medal for their first flight. That's just how history was. You get your airman's a medal. Okay, so you're going to get the basic medal. But if you do something where you get in one mission, you accomplish a certain number of experience points in one mission, you're going to get medals. Those are going to be one-offs until you get to the legendary medals like the Blue Max, which might take you 40 plus kills to get the Blue Max.
And also, like if you get damaged too, you would get like, a Purple Heart,
Yes.
Other things that can give you experience points as well, as far as, and it would add to the flavor of the game as well, militarily speaking. Like,
yep. Flavor is important in this game because I want it to be a narrative style game.
Yeah, because if you have like the promotions tied into also medals that you've gotten for getting hurt during a mission, depending on the kind of mission, the scenarios that you're gonna come up with. I
Mhm.
know that some of them would give you specific medals. I can't remember a lot of them from the top of my head right now,
Yeah.
especially at this period of time, World War One. So I don't know what kind of medals they gave out to what during that time.
Well, when you get to the blue max and some of the higher ones, it becomes a
Yeah,
little more political on how it gets chosen. So I have to kind of factor that in to
sure,
a game
sure.
mechanic that abstracts that because I don't want that to become a big deal in the game.
No, no, no big deal. But that would be cool if medals were attached to experience points as well, not just shooting down targets. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I know that that's the point of the game. That's
Well, there were some pilots who specialized. So, for example, and I'm going to do this in the game, and you didn't get a chance to see it. Balloon bursting was a higher risk mission, and certain
right.
pilots just wouldn't do them. But other pilots were like, "No, baby, that's my jam. I'm going to go bump me some balloons."
I'm sure.
And that's what they specialized in. So there's
Yeah,
there's the opportunity to say if you shoot down a certain number of balloons, you now become a balloon bursting specialist, which
sure.
then makes those missions easier for you.
Yeah.
Now,
Or being on
obviously,
the
you
front
won't have
line.
those in World War II, but
Yeah. Helping out on the front lines too, like it's a more
Mhm.
dangerous spot to be in.
Well,
I don't
some pilots only wanted to do the patrols to get into air combat 1v1. They weren't going to waste their time doing strafing missions because that was beneath them.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the Red Baron he got to a point where when he went up, people
Yep.
were literally gunning for him. So he wouldn't put him. And one of the things that they said the reason he got shot down, one of the arguments was because he had taken a head wound, that he wasn't thinking clearly, and he broke his own safety rules, and he chased somebody when he normally would not have chased them in that scenario. He chased them, made a poor decision, and got shot down. Where if he was thinking straight, he would never have gone into that position and probably would have survived the war, maybe with 100 kills. Who knows? So at some point, I'm going to try to add that level of the onion in to the game design. But I
Yep.
wanted to get the core maneuvers working, get the basics for the aircraft and their airframes, and I still
Yep.
need to work on that, like Chris had mentioned, to add some flavor to the game, so it's not just I'm flying a Messerschmitt or I'm flying a Focke-Wulf, or I'm talking World War II here, but because it matters when I get to that level, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I see.
but I also need to keep it to where you don't always choose the best aircraft because that's the only, why
Yeah.
would you fly anything else in real life? That's what happened. Why would you fly anything else? I mean, there's a reason why the triplane was what Richthofen was known for, because that was the most maneuverable, and at that time of the war was the best aircraft, and he was not going to be in anything but the best. So there's still some work that needs to be done. I think it's pretty close for a base game.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the maneuver system basically works, but like I said, I want to give you as a player maybe 50 cards, but only 10 of them or 20 of them are swapping out, where 30 of them are the core set that you have to have these 30 in your maneuver deck, but you have 20 cards to pick 10, so that you as a player can have some agency when you're playing somebody else and be like, oh my God, I didn't realize you put that card in there. Oh, you cut my fuel lines. Oh, my hand size is decreased by 1. Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't play any advanced maneuvers. Oh my God, I've taken you had a shot that damaged my struts. I can't do an advanced dive. Or that advanced dive, instead of doing 1 damage, does 4 damage. Something along those lines. There's so much I can do when I
Yeah.
get the core
There
working,
is.
right?
You could also add, let's say, 6 cards or 8 put in 8 cards. There are unique maneuvers that at the beginning of the game, each player can pick maybe one of them. And
What
that
about,
way-
okay, you just made, oh, dude, you just had a thought go in my head. Let me just expand on what you're saying real quick. Sorry to interrupt, but stream of
Okay.
consciousness.
That's all right.
Those 20 cards, which are variable, could be larger. They could be a couple of aircraft specific cards that I could choose or not choose, and pilot specific maneuver cards I could choose or not choose.
That's where I was going with that.
I like that a lot.
Because why? And let's say you only get to pick, each player only gets to pick maybe one.
Well, so let me frame this and then add to what you're going to say.
Mhm.
You got a 40 card maneuver deck. 30 cards are set. 10 cards are variable, and those cards can consist of maneuver cards, aircraft specific cards, pilot specific cards. That could be 15, 20 cards, and based on that pool, you're saying some cards could be one-off, unique.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, why? Oh, 1 or 2. Because if the deck is 40, that one card might never show up. And I think I like 2 because 2 out of 40, you know.
Yeah. Keep in mind,
yeah,
you're going to have 10 that are variable. And what you're saying is some of them could be unique if they're OP.
Yeah. Yes. You are the only person that has that card on the table.
Because you're flying
That's it.
Richthofen and nobody else has Richthofen, and therefore your unique Richthofen card is by definition unique.
And so, if how many pilots do you have in this game?
23 named pilots.
Right. You don't have to have a card for every single one of them. Maybe, I don't know. I think that unique cards like that, and then you get to pick in the beginning of the game. And let's say you have 10 unique cards. I don't know. Let's just say
The pilot expansion to the game are the 46 unique cards for the 23 named pilots on both sides.
perfect. So what does that do? If this is a even if it's just a, let's keep it a 2-player game, right?
Mhm.
Dude, it's 26 different times you're gonna have to play the game to play every single unique card on the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And that's
interesting.
just for World War I.
And that's interesting now because now you have something that only you have on the game.
Yeah. The
Just-
challenge is going to be coming up with 26 unique abilities that don't throw the game too far out of balance. God.
Look, they don't have to be, what do you call it? The hammer. They
Right.
don't have to be the Thor's hammer. Just different enough that it's, crap, that's his special card. It does something unique. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Dude, you got my brain going. You've got my
Look,
brain going.
maybe the ability is like Richthofen has an ability that it's, I don't know, Richthofen big bluff.
Maybe he's the 5-star.
Whatever, you know.
He
Maybe the
gets to
card
draw
is
6 and keep 5.
you
That's not trivial.
maybe the special card is you can use this when you burst. You get to pick 2 cards, the top 2 cards of the deck, and total them up. That's it.
Or pick the best one.
Oh, what exactly?
Yeah.
Pick 3 cards and choose one.
Yeah. I like it.
You see what I'm saying? And it's simple solutions. It's not. I'm not talking about, redesigning the whole game. But I think it just adds a little more character to each. I don't know. It's just an opinion.
So Scala Gremlin, by the way, hi boss, how you doing, my friend? Says the problem with the pilot specific unique card is that if it's OP, it's not really a choice.
They don't
You're
have
right.
to be pilot specific.
You actively punish a player for not selecting the pilot unique card. Now, so let me address that because everything you said is 100% accurate. Why would you not take the Red Baron unique card?
Yeah.
If you have core, in the maneuver deck, and what we're talking about is making these maneuver cards. They could be pilot cards, they could be aircraft cards potentially, but these are more pilot or maneuver cards. Let's say that you make it a maneuver card. You have a 40 card deck, 30 cards are core that you can't swap out. That gives you 10 that you can. And you choose a pilot and you get their unique card, which is not a choice. Fair point, but you still have 9 other cards that you can still have some agency to build into your deck. But by choosing Richthofen, you by default are choosing that unique card. So I think it's mitigated in that, yes, it is almost a mandatory pick. Let's call it a mandatory pick because that's what it is. But you still have 9 more cards that you can make your Richthofen deck still have its own flavor because it's a Richthofen damage deck as opposed to a Richthofen wingman deck as opposed to a Richthofen mitigation damage deck, potentially.
I have an opinion about this.
Go ahead.
So, doesn't have to be pilot specific. It can just be unique cards that you can apply to any pilot. Or my example just 5 minutes ago about maybe the ability is when you can cause damage, you draw 3 cards and pick one, right? The one I just mentioned. Okay. So maybe the card is for Richthofen, but any pilot can use this card. But if Richthofen uses this specific card, he gets to draw 4 cards and pick one.
Okay.
Instead of 3. So it could be something along those lines, if it goes to that, because then, here we go, right? When you are in the,
No, go. I love it.
When you are on because this can be a game within a game right now, what I'm talking about. Because in the beginning of the game, when we're doing all this picking of the unique cards, maybe I want to pick the card from your pilot so you can have that special ability. You see? And we're talking about just a couple of cards.
So here's the thing. I see where you're going with that. But if you have a pilot-specific card, by the fact that you have a unique pilot, there is no resolution of who gets to use that unique card. Because I have the pilot, you don't. I get the card, you don't. If what you're saying is there's a card that says if Richthofen uses this, it gets a bonus, but you also have the same card, I don't want to have to now come up with a rule that says who gets to use that card.
Well, if that card is in your deck, it belongs to you.
Yeah, but if it's in your deck, because it could be, then who gets to use it? I don't want to have that as a rule in the game to determine that. We both could use it. If you're Richthofen, you just get more of advantage using it than I get.
So
my
if
pilot.
It's on your deck.
If it's in my deck, which it could be, but there could be a card that's specific. What we're talking about was a specific card that's only for Richthofen.
Right.
That when I use Richthofen, that's one of my 10 cards. And to Scala Gremlin's point, there is no choice there. You're going to take that card.
So
I agree.
I'm seeing what Eric is saying. However, there is an issue with what Eric is saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what he is saying is, as I'm building my deck, or as I'm creating my deck to play, there's a card that, call it Richthofen's Gambit, right? If it's Richthofen playing the card, he gets to draw 4, choose best. If it's any other player that has that card, it's draw 3 cards, pick best.
Okay.
However, I will never have that card in my deck because I'm playing allies, and that card is always going to be in the German deck or the Axis deck.
That's one way to resolve it. Yes.
Or Central Powers deck, excuse me.
Yeah.
Not Allied and Central Powers. It's Entente and Central Powers.
So any Central Powers pilot could use that, but Richthofen gets the advantage for it. Okay.
Right. But what he was saying though was that I would, if he has Richthofen, I would want to pull that card and play it in my deck so he doesn't get it, and that's not going to work.
Well, so the thing is this: the challenge for me as the designer is to come up with enough uniqueness in the cards, because there could be a lot of them, that it's just not a name change, but functionally it's the same, which is fine if that's what happens. And so I have to look at I like to say, how many levers in my design do I have? And those cards, which lever does it pull or push?
So
That's
keep in mind, look at Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of different cards. How many are the exact same card, except this is a black card and this is a red card?
No, very valid point. That's why I'm saying I don't have a problem doing that.
So, don't get so hyper focused in on I have to make every single card unique. You make it unique by making it look different.
Fair point.
You make it desirable because I've got the Baron's pilot card and I got the Baron's Gambit. Well, Rickenbacker is going to have the exact same card. It's just called something completely different and looks completely different. But what makes it desirable is that it's for Rickenbacker. But yeah.
Yeah.
Rickenbacker.
Okay.
So
Like the
just don't get focused in. Oh, I got to make every card different. No, you don't.
No.
I think my first pass is to see how many different cards I can make.
Right.
And then when I run out of those ideas, then I get you guys involved and refresh my brain with new ideas. Because if I can make them unique, I think that's a better design.
Yeah.
But if they're not, to your point, Chris, that's okay. I can have some generic cards that can be used from everybody's point of view, because the core 30 cards I got to figure out which core 30 I want.
Right.
And then which are going to be the optional cards that fill in the 10. And the more options I can give, the more agency you as a player can then now get into deck building. The Magic the Gathering deck building, right? Offline, where you go, I'm going to add these 10 cards. I don't want to get more than 40. I think more than 40 bloats the game, and the cards become less valuable per card because they're going to be harder to draw. Unless a mechanic comes in where you're burning through the deck, then maybe I can expand that from 40 to 42 or 45. And it sounds weird, but I do think in units of 1 or 2 cards to the deck size. I don't think in 10s. So 40 to 42. Okay, what's the percentage change there?
What is your thought? And I'm just throwing something out.
Yeah.
What is your thought of limiting the number of times you go through the deck? In other words, you got 40 cards. When someone blows through the 40 cards, the encounter is over. The engagement is over.
I'm out of gas.
Yeah, you not out of gas, but your bingo fuel. So you gotta DD him out. You gotta cut out, because that happened all the time.
It happened once to us, right? 3 games once.
What's that?
I think it happened to us once in 3 games, right? We went through the whole deck.
Yeah, you went through the cards.
Yeah.
Now, when I originally designed the game, you had 30 or 31 cards, and burning through the deck was a viable strategy to increase your chances of maybe drawing other cards. So you could draw 3 cards and discard, because you get into this back and see. Originally, you didn't automatically gain the advantage or disadvantage when you didn't match. You went into disengaged and you had to re-engage. So burning through the deck was normal. You'd burn through, that would be common. You might go through it 2 or 3 times in one dogfight sometimes.
Right.
Okay. And so
That's
I
what
never
this-
looked at that as a game limiting factor as far as fuel or ending the dogfight or anything like that. But I think that's something that I'm going to put on the table that as I'm going through, maybe it's, and I don't want a lot of bookkeeping. So I'm not keen on that, but I'm not going to throw it out because maybe the third time through, you're low on fuel. Okay. Or something like that to where maybe you cut your deck in half at some point. You don't have 40 cards. You only now, you literally count out the top 20 and that's all you have, which is not going to give you a lot of options because you're low on fuel.
Well, the last 2 games we played was very fast. I mean,
Excuse me. Most games will be like that.
yeah, because the first game was a learning game for the both of us, right?
Yeah.
And then the second game and third, they just went.
Yeah, and if I'm not there narrating it and you're playing, you guys could literally sit there and so what I envision is you're gonna do your setup and you're gonna get into a game and 5 minutes later you're done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a dry spot in my throat.
It's quick.
It's going to be quick, and then that allows for
Serious.
you talked about is a serious multiplayer game that's 6-on-6 or 5-on-4 or something along those lines. Who do I want to jump on their tail? Boom, 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 boom. That's going to be fun.
Teams. We could play 2 against 2, 3 against 3. I think that would be a lot of fun.
3 against 2, 3 against 1, 3 rookie pilots against Richthofen.
Yeah.
Boom.
But then the decks would need to increase probably in that case, if because I mean you would burn through a lot of cards, a lot.
And Richthofen could shoot all 3 of you down pretty quickly. Maybe that would be so freaking cool. Oh my god.
That'd be
So what I'm now, the marketing entrepreneur business guy in me says the more options that I can build in, and if I can make cards that are specific to World War I, then when we go to World War II, you're going to have to buy those specific cards that maybe deal with that year of the war. Like when did the P-51 come into play?
Yeah.
What were the advantages? Oh my God, you got a 260, you got the ME-262? Holy crap.
You know what Chuck Yeager said when he was asked what was the first thing you thought when you saw the ME-262? I shot it down.
Exactly. I saw a video of some B-17, I think they were B-17s, and MEC, it was an actual real combat footage, and the 262 shoots through the formation, and you hear the guy on the radio, "What the hell was that? Did you see that? What was that?" Because they'd never seen an aircraft fly that fast. They were like, "Oh my God, it's the first time I've seen it. What the hell did we just see?" And it was very interesting. Point being is, I get the World War I game working, and then however many levers I can add to the game that make the game still play quick, still play based on advantage and disadvantage, and not become a different type of game like who's got the better aircraft. Although those could factor in as long as it doesn't break what the game is about. Because if it breaks that, then I'm not going to put it in. I'll put that aside. That's a different game. I want to build the game that's advantage, disadvantage, and stay focused on that core concept. Then I think it can expand, like I said, into World War II. I think even into the Korean War with your F-86, F-86, because they still shot machine guns, right? Very few rockets. The MiG-17 or the MiG-13, whatever's in the Korean War. I think I can even go that far with this particular game. Once we get into Vietnam, I think it becomes a little more about rockets and radar at some point. It's not. This is not a modern day air combat game the way it's currently designed, because maneuvers weren't. It's not about your maneuvers as much as it's more about other things, right? Shooting chaff and not getting picked up on radar and blah blah blah, which could still be a fun game. But anyway, guys, we're closing. Oh my God, almost on 3 hours. I just noticed that.
Having a lot of fun, dude.
I appreciate you guys taking the time. Hey, and all you
Yeah.
people in chat, thank you so much for showing up. I am going to go ahead and end this unless either you or Chris have any final comments you want to make.
What we're playing next week? That's my final comment.
Yeah, well, at this point, it's on you, boss, whether it's going to be your entry into the game, the card jam, or I kind of want to play your submarine game. I know it's solo, but I still want to play it because I haven't played it yet. So as long as it's on Tabletop Simulator, which I think that
It is. I put it there.
okay,
I did that.
then we'll do that next weekend. We'll jump into that game.
Yeah. All right.
So, guys, I
Hope you guys
appreciate you taking time to check out what we do. It's been awesome. Thanks to Chris and obviously to you as well, Eric. And I will see you guys, or we will see you guys. It's not just about me. As much as I'd like it to be about me, it's not about me. I'll see you, everybody, next week.
All right, guys.